hey. How are you? And how are you? And how are you? All the way in the back over there. As you guys know, it is me, D, and we are here for a Friday night discussion of Pose, Legendary, and Chasing LA. It's a night of finales, guys. So let's not waste time. I'm going to introduce my co-host coming to the stage. Let's welcome first and foremost. I met her last week, but I love her already. This is Chloe. Yes.
Hi,
Come on, come
everybody.
judge for me. Come judge for me. Hey, come judge for me.
Bye.
Also coming to the stage, you guys know him. This is El Teddy 27, y'all.
Hey y'all,
Hey, come judge for me.
hey. I'm only gonna be on for a quick second. Just wanted to show the people my face. Hey, I'm here, and then I'll go
It's
back on.
fine.
I'll go off screen a little bit, but yeah. Hey,
Also introducing Robbie. Come judge for me.
Hey,
Yay! Come judge for me.
hey.
And y'all know him. This is Danny Ortega. Come on, come judge me. Come judge. So, how are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Can't
Listen,
complain.
I'm doing great. I'm feeling fabulous. I look great. Everybody looks stunning on the panel. And pretty about
Yeah,
right
because you
now.
just celebrated a birthday, right?
It is what it is.
Like, I cannot hear somebody. I think somebody froze. I think Danny froze.
What the hell? Can
Can
y'all
y'all
hear
hear
me?
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
yeah, I think Danny froze.
Okay. So,
Can y'all hear me?
um, did everybody watch the series finale of Pose?
Yes.
So
Can y'all hear
overall, what
me?
was?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
The
see it, but we can
ghetto.
hear you.
The ghetto. I'm out here in the streets.
Okay, that's fine. Um,
Look at
so
Russell
overall,
Simmons.
what did you guys think about the about the series finale? Starting with you, Chloe.
It was tense for me.
It was tense for you. What was the most memorable moment on the season and well series really?
I think for me, the most memorable moment, honestly, was the ending. Because I like
Okay.
how, I kind of like how the death of Preytel to me portrayed like the passing of the torch to Blanca. And then Blanca
Hmm.
passing that torch to the new people on the scene and giving them that same advice about just not giving up, going for the goal, and knowing that in order to elevate and make it to the top, you got to lose a few times before you win. And it's all a part of the journey. I think that was a beautiful message.
That's true. What about you, El Teddy?
What was the question again?
What did you think about the series finale of Pose?
The series finale, I
Be honest.
gave a 7. You know me, I'm a hard judge. I gave it a 7, and that's on the strength of there were many parts of this season I did not like. But
Mhm.
I think that for the series finale, they tried to do as much as they can to right the ship at the very end. But I just felt like this third season, they were just pushing it out and just doing everything they can to get it to an end. Like some of it was clunky, some of it was poorly written, even poorly acted at certain points. The writing took a nosedive this season. And just it was just like, okay, let's just and I keep saying I feel like something happened behind the scenes that we're not privy to, where
Mm.
they just was like, we got to get this over with as quick as we can, as fast as we can. I mean, I said that when you knew it was only what 8 episodes, and you started with 2 episodes on one night, which was way too much for us to digest in one night. And it was just like they were just trying to end it. And I think it's sad to see a show this good have to end this way. But if I'm just talking about the series finale, the last episode, I'll give it a 7.
Okay. What about you, Rod?
I actually agree with El Teddy. Hi, El Teddy. I don't we've never met before. Um, I agree. I was like saying the other day, like I feel like the season was really short, and I feel like they was able to stretch this out so much more. This season, I felt like so many things were rushed. Like sorry, one of the things that I felt that was really rushed was like how quick I felt like they could have dived deep more into Angel and what's her face.
Poppy.
Not Poppy.
Lulu.
Right, they could have dived
Yeah.
more deep into, like, when they were going through what they were going through. It's kind of like 1 minute they were addicted, next minute they were like, and it's just like it happened so fast. And they could have dived deep more into Pratel's situation when he was gone in rehab, and there was so many things that they could have taken their time and kind of stretched out. But I feel like one episode, like not even one episode, like one scene we're here, and then like the next scene we're like 7 months ahead. But if we're going based off the finale, I feel like the finale also went by so fast. And I would agree. I give it like a 7.5. I love the show though, and that's why I'm so disappointed, because it's just like there was so much more story to tell. And then if this wasn't going to be the last season, they could have taken their time. Like it was a total of 8 episodes, and it just went by so fast. And it's like Teddy was saying, like they was trying to cram everything into like okay, let's get it out of the way. And it's like y'all could have taken y'all time.
What about you? What about you, Danny?
Okay, so since we got 2 final episodes, I rated them each differently. So the first, like the part 1 of it, I rated a 7, borderline a fucking 6. And excuse my language, y'all, I'm outside. But borderline a 6 because it's like it just seems so unrealistic. But damn, I'm in the ghetto. But yeah, so anywho, yeah, I rated it like a 6. Basically a 7, and then part 2 I rated it an 8. I like the way they told the story, but I agree with both of y'all that it could have been told. Lulu's story could have been, deeper. Like her, just Lamar Pretel got cool again. It was just so random. So yeah, I thought they could have did better, but at the same time, this is what we got, and this is what they gave. So if I had to give it a 10, it was a chop. Hi-ya. Point blank. Period.
Well, I agree with everybody on the panel. I think the first 2 episodes, I don't mind that it was in one night, but after, let's say, episode 3, like 4, 5, and 6, I don't know who was writing for that. I don't think it was Janet Mock. I don't think it was anybody that written on that was a new writer, because it felt like a whole different story to me. A lot of things said kind of meh. For somebody like Pray Tell to just want to run away with this guy, I mean, I get that's your first love, but it's like it just felt weird the way how he would give certain people information. This is the same person that is a father in the ballroom scene. He just gonna let this man try to manipulate him or whatever. Like that didn't make any sense. Love Elektra, but all of a sudden she becomes this mob boss, this rich woman. That didn't make any sense. Angel and Little Poppy's marriage, cute, but in 1994, that didn't make any sense to me either.
You know what didn't make sense to me? It may be a little bit like small and petty, but like I'm a music guy, and some of the music that was on certain episodes, I'm like, this song it didn't even come out yet. Yeah, it came out in the 90s, but it wasn't out this early.
I agree with Rob. Like, I agree. Hands down,
I was wondering that.
A lot of the music wasn't on the money.
Like whoever was the music supervisor was not on point.
Right. I mean, honestly, some of these writers weren't on point either.
The writing seems so different. I was like, this is not Janet Mock's writing. It doesn't seem legit. But episode like season 1, I love season 2. Of course, I love episode 3, and I agree with El Teddy. I feel like something happened that they not telling us, that they rushing it off. Boom, because when they brought the trailer and the date of when it's coming out, that's when they said, "Oh, this is the last season." I was like, "What?"
Right.
Yeah, I agree. It was just, and also the way they explained Damon's story too. Like the whole Damon story, how he's with some guy somewhere, and they was like sugar that. I don't know. It was just weird. By the way, Cole, you look stunning.
Thank you.
You both looking like a baddie. Talking about some hot
shit. This is how me and Chloe are. So it ain't nothing out the box.
But yeah, I enjoyed the series. I enjoyed the final episode. When Pray Tell was in that mirror, I said he's about to do something. He's in that mirror too long.
I knew it was about to be lights out.
You saying something else, Eddie?
No, I will say this. Nothing is gonna make me believe that he did not kill himself. I don't buy the whole heart attack situation. Oh, he got no. The way he was very resolute in, okay, yep, it's time. And
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, the way it was set up and the way everything was, you can't make me believe he did not kill himself. So this whole notion that, oh, he had a heart attack just doesn't, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Is this notion about Pray Tell?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I
Well,
agree.
if you
Like,
pay attention, the backstory, he stopped taking his medications to save the boyfriend. And that's really what happened. Because back in those times, those medications, if you wasn't taking your medication, it was like a quick
But
trip. You
even
know what I'm
with you
saying?
not
but at the
taking
same time,
medication,
though,
you would not know exactly when it's gonna
you're gonna
take you
die.
out. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
It just
You
yeah.
happened.
wouldn't be able to just have a moment like that where you're just like, okay, this is kind of it, you know. And
I
if it was,
mean,
if he was at that point, they would have picked up on it when they left him at the ball. Like there would have been some signs that, hey, what's wrong with you, pray tell? And nobody alluded to anything was wrong with them
exactly,
when they saw him at the ball.
exactly.
Everything was still fine.
I just thought the
Right.
writing was real sloppy and lazy. And
Mm.
honestly, I was like, what is this? This is so unrealistic, especially in 1994. Well, no, yeah, 1994. No, I'm lying, 1996 at this point. And I was just like, y'all dragging this because this is not real. Also, do y'all remember back in season 2 when Candy was haunting his ass?
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was like all a dream and that Candy was going to come to him before he blew out the candles and just supposed to be like, you ready to go? You see what I'm saying? That would have been more
Mm.
effective for the writing. See, they should have put me on a panel to be a writer because
I
this
like
was
that
like,
because that's dope.
you see what I'm saying? Right, that's what I'm saying. You know me, I'm gonna speak my facts. So it's like what it was given is not what it gave. So it was like it was
Okay,
yeah.
Lord.
Saying it again. Who said law?
Me.
Oh nah, never that, never that. But anywho, I gotta go. I'm gonna watch you on the live though. Everybody looks stunning, and y'all enjoy yourselves. I'm gonna be watching.
Thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of your birthday.
All right.
Thank you. Everybody looks
Take a
so
shot for
Happy
me.
beautiful.
birthday, Danny.
Thank you, thank
Another
you.
part,
Yes.
I'm not gonna even go to the whole marriage thing. I was around. I remember 1994, 95. I'm not gonna even entertain that whole thing about the marriage license because you're not going to nobody's city hall because you have to sign affidavits. They have to
Mm-hmm.
make copies of your driver's license and all kinds of stuff. It has to be notarized and all kinds of stuff. It doesn't work like that
Yeah.
when you go get a marriage license. That doesn't even make sense.
She looked at that
So
page.
that
She looked at
was
the
stupid.
IDs and was like, "All right."
Right.
Right.
That
It
doesn't
was
even
just
make
weird.
sense.
She said, "Oh, I didn't notice," and then she just let her go. Like, no, no.
Yeah,
But sometimes
that wouldn't
that
be
do
first
kind of
of
happen
all,
because that's how I got mine updated. It was just like, oh,
But that was
I mean,
now. That was
but
supposed to be
that's
in
now
1994.
1994. You
yeah.
couldn't even change your sex back then and, on your ID. And then the thing about it is, imagine if they would have things that made a turn for the worse and they would have tried to get a divorce. How are you going to go before a judge and get a divorce for a marriage that never legally happened?
Mm.
And when did Pray Tell become a justice of the peace or anybody that has powers vested in him to be giving anybody away? Talk about y'all married. Girl, what? Girl, you over here can barely see. He can barely even see and or read, but you over here becoming a justice of the peace overnight.
Not a justice of the peace overnight.
I mean, make it make sense.
It'd be the shade for me.
Oh, but that wasn't what I was. What I was. That wasn't the part that I wanted to talk about was unrealistic. Now, the part that was unrealistic was Electra and this webcam thing. Now, people got in my comments saying, oh, webcams were invented back in 1990, such and such. That is true. Just like cell phones were invented in like 1989 or 90, but people didn't have cell phones really until the very late 90s. You didn't start to see nobody. When I got my first cell phone in 1999, nobody I knew had a cell phone. Nobody in my family, none of my friends, nobody had a cell phone. But it had been invented 8 years ago. So just because something, the technology was there, doesn't mean it was used. In 1998, you didn't have services on the internet talking about we doing sex work on the webcam. That was not happening in 1998.
It was very
It
much
was
in the
not happening.
newspaper.
I'm telling you,
It was in the
it just
newspaper
wasn't
in the
happening.
classified section.
Right,
Right.
right, girl. The
Next to
websites back
coupons.
in 1998 were still trying to figure out how to
Mhm.
how to charge you because they hadn't figured out that whole thing yet. In order for them to get the money, and a lot of websites at that time was still free until they figured out, okay, this how we gonna charge your bank and all of that kind of stuff, and because a lot of that stuff was still in development. So just because the webcam was invented, that doesn't mean that in 1998. I'll give you all of y'all probably can remember the early 2000s. Do y'all remember a whole lot of
Mhm.
webcam services even then?
Mhm.
2000, 2001. It was a whole lot of nothing, not with no webcam services.
Right.
Girl, I was like, y'all are really reaching. Y'all are really reaching. And all this time, Rudy Giuliani and the way they was cleaning up New York didn't find out about these Italians and they drug cartel, right? No, none of that.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I done took over the. Y'all go ahead. Let me shut up. Let me mute
Yes.
myself. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Go on mute.
I'm here for it.
But that's the thing. I love the honesty. That's why
Mhm.
we're different people. I love to hear from different people's perspective because I actually agree with you. I'm not mad with how they tied everything in a bow. But it some things were very, like for instance, when it first started and they got away with breaking into a museum, I said, oh, that's not true. But then when I read a story that is basically based off of,
Mhm.
but all the other stuff is like, what are you basing it off of? It's like they're not gonna get married like that. Friggin'
But that's
Electra
what made the first
is
two
a
seasons.
goddamn millionaire. How?
Right. That's what made the first two seasons. We liked it because these were actual stories that they were retelling. You knew, like somebody could go back and say, "Oh yeah, that did happen."
Mhm.
Oh no, and you could point back to references when that happened. But now they got stuff that you know full well was impossible. It was not going to happen like that, and
I
so
feel
that's kind
like
of why you're just like. I will say this, not to be a gloomy Gus, but one good thing about the season finale was Dylan Burnside, Ricky. He don't owe me nothing. If he don't act in nothing else, that young man played that part. Cause the way
He
he had
definitely
me over here,
did.
snot bubbles. I had snot bubbles coming out
Viola
my
Davis,
face.
Academy of Acting.
I
Okay.
was in the fetal position, rocking back and forward, crying. Off
Mhm.
of me some Dylan Burnside. Okay.
No, he played that part.
Blanca too, when
He was
she
amazing.
screamed out.
Yeah. Agree. And just kind of to speak to like what he said about the what was it, Electra becoming a millionaire. I feel like the story was twisted, but there was a lot of girls back in that day that they was scamming hard and was getting thousands. I'm talking about like back in the day
Isn't
they was
that
living in full
isn't that
fully
the story
furnished
Mother Shannon
apartments
had or
off of
something
other
like that?
people's credit. Like they was big time scamming back then. Like you
Didn't
would see the
Shannon
girls
have a
coming
story
out in
like that?
mink
Like she
furs,
had
red bottoms,
$17
all of
million.
that stuff
Oh
was
yeah, Shannon
stolen.
definitely did have a whole scam situation too back in the day.
Yep,
We talked about on Legendary on
she
the first
definitely
episode.
did.
Is 7 point. What was it?
Something. It was a couple of stacks.
That bitch.
It was a couple of stacks.
And she
God
went to
damn.
jail.
She
She
did.
went to
I'm trying to
jail
figure
and
out
probably had
how Alexa got away from killing that man.
Mm-hmm.
she went to jail and probably had unsightly things happen to her while she was in jail that we won't discuss.
And I feel like back then, as far as like Electra getting away with killing that guy, I don't see that as like too far fetched because when you think about like security and how stuff was back then, it wasn't as advanced as it was now. So certain
It was
things you could
not.
kind of,
Yeah.
you know.
Plus, it's based off of Doreen Corey's story, and they didn't notice that she killed
Mhm.
somebody in that thing until she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. What about you, Rob? What other thoughts you have about the season? Whose baby is that?
I don't. My main thing is just I wish that they would have taken their time, but especially with this being the last season, they could have given us way more episodes. Or if you're not going to give us that many episodes, they did. I feel like they condensed things, but they took so many things and condensed a lot of things. Y'all could have just certain things. If that was the case, certain things could have been left out.
Mm-hmm.
Like no shade. If y'all wasn't gonna take y'all time, we could have done without Poppy and Angel getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a beautiful thing, but we could have done without it if y'all didn't have the time to
I
really
could have did
elaborate.
without Poppy singing.
But you know what I think? I promise y'all, although they said this was the last reason, Jesus Christ, the last season, something like, I feel like if you pay attention to that last episode when they was introducing new characters and new actors and stuff, that kind of made me feel like something is going to come. Like I feel like a spinoff show would come, and it may not
I
be
don't know
titled
about that because
Pose,
they ain't do
but I
nothing
feel
with
like it
those
would
two.
follow.
They ain't do nothing with those two characters we met at the end of season 2. I thought that we was gonna see them, and they ain't do nothing with them.
Yeah.
Remember the boy and the girl?
Yeah.
But Ryan Murphy
don't
is
know.
known for doing that though. In his series, he's done it on Glee. He's done it on American Horror Story, and he did it on Pose. You introduced Ryan. I'm gonna give Ryan Murphy his flowers. He's very inventive and he creates good shows. But the side characters and the supporting characters, he don't know what the hell to do with them. Main characters, he's great with. Blanca was great. In Glee, Leah Michelle's character, even though she ain't shit, that was a great character. She ain't shit in real life. They did Amber Riley wrong, but that's a topic for another day.
Well, you
But
know what that's
he
about.
doesn't know how to treat the side characters well. But the main characters are great. But the side characters, why are they there?
Right. Yeah, I just felt like if they were going to make it so short of a season, some things, like, even though I love the moments, I just felt like if you didn't have time to elaborate on certain things, like, they didn't have to do the wedding. They could have chopped that if that was the case. They didn't have to dive that deep into Pray Tell with that man that he used to fuck with back. Oh, sorry, that he used to mess with back in the day. I mean, I'm grown.
Right.
They didn't have to dive into that. I love the moment with Pray Tell going to see his mom. It could have just been that, and they could have moved on. It's like I feel like they had so many eggs in the basket. They had so many eggs. They had so many eggs in a small basket.
Because there was a totally missed opportunity when they went home and his best friend, that girl, started asking him for help and advice with her whole situation. That whole thing was far-fetched too.
That didn't seem real to me. That did not seem real.
There's no way you're gonna tell me that a Pentecostal pastor of a major church in a city like Pittsburgh is out in a freaking open ass park kissing and hugging on some openly gay dude. Come on now.
Period.
In 1994, in the year of our Lord, 1994.
In the year?
No, ma'am.
1994.
I was like,
I agree. Like, what woman is, first of all, what woman is going to marry a gay man? And even if she does, you're going to invite his ex?
You can have big purrs out, huh?
Oh, no, that's a lie.
You
will gag.
No, I didn't see that.
Some women don't want to be lonely, and they just like,
no. That part is believable. The part that's not believable is Pray Tell coming over to their house and she just being okay with it. That's the part where you like, girl. Now
they were best friends back. They were best friends back in the day.
I don't care how
much. Some of that stuff be going down because some of them.
No, some of that do be going down, but once that's my man, and I know you could come over here and easily snatch my man from me because girl, you're not coming over here with all that smoke and pressure.
Right.
Girl, keep that over there. Keep that right on over there. I say hi on the front pew and keep it moving. Okay.
Smoke and pressure on the front pew.
Girl. I also talked about on my review of the show, of the final episode, I feel like I was robbed of the Pray Tell fume. They were supposed to give me a Pray Tell fume. I need, girl, this is Pose. Y'all supposed to go out in a blaze of glory. Pray Tell was supposed to be descending from heaven on a cloud with angel wings that span the circumference of the sanctuary.
That should have been the final scene.
Girl, singing the house
or at least the opening before the conversation with the mother.
I was supposed to see his mama and aunties rolling on the floor. Do you hear me? Girl.
Yeah,
The
we
whole
definitely deserve the
Davies
funeral.
chorus was supposed to come in doing the choir walk like they did back in the 80s and 90s when the choir used to do their procession into the church. Girl, I needed all of that.
With the usher gloves.
Yes, God. Yes, ma'am. Girl, I was supposed to
Not
have
with the
all of that.
usher gloves.
Period. With talk, I need to see who was going to have the biggest hat and the blackest shades. Period.
Especially since, like, on the earlier seasons, they talked so much about the number of funerals and all the funerals that they went to.
And
It
we
was
kept
only
going
right
to
that
funerals.
Pray Tell had that moment.
We
Definitely.
kept having to go to funerals with Pray Tell and all of them all of the time. Come on now. That funeral was supposed to be sickening,
Ooh,
honey.
see, now that's bad because I gave them a 10, but now that
Oh,
y'all
no.
saying all this, it's like,
It's definitely like a set.
Listen, Ricky was supposed to be unconsolable. He's supposed to just go running,
go
storming out the church,
crazy.
crying and going crazy, just losing. Girl, I'm supposed to
You
have
be like,
all of
maybe
that.
they ain't have time.
Like,
That
it
sounds
would have
like
been
a
really,
Tyler Perry production. That sounds
and
like
then it
something
would have been
Tyler would
beautiful if
write.
they all came up and gave speeches at the funeral. That would have been really nice.
That would have been too long, though.
I mean, yeah,
That
but
would have been, but it would have been
no
posed though.
shade. I could have done without that. The ball at the end. I could have done without that.
That was the
nice.
worst ball
But
they've
we
had.
needed that though, because that's how we needed
No.
that.
To
But
me,
that's what Pose is about. So we needed a
Definitely,
ball
we needed
scene.
that.
I mean, yes,
but
we
if
had
they
the ball
was
scene.
giving a ballroom
They
scene,
had the ball scene earlier when her and Pray Tell was in the rain dancing. That was the ball scene that we had. We already
Yeah,
had
but
a ball scene.
remember, we fast forward to like what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We didn't need that moment at the end, though. Like, we didn't need that scene.
Mind you, none of you hoes didn't age,
the
but
only
okay.
part that I liked was I think it could have been shorter. I think we needed to see Ricky as the house father, but I need to see them young kids and all of that stuff. They could have kept that. Even though I was here for We Go Deep by Janet, I was here for them. You know,
Oh,
yeah,
woo.
We Go Deep by Janet. I was here for that. I was here for Deborah Cox. How did you get here? Remix
What?
with Lamar.
Yeah, the music
Girl,
was
I was okay.
on. The music was on.
The music, it was always
They
good,
paid
but
some money for this music. They paid some money
Definitely.
I
for that
think
music.
they could have done better with this. I needed some more screen time about Lulu. All of a sudden, we didn't see her process.
At all.
Right. So all of a sudden she off drugs.
That would have been a great storyline.
That's what I was saying. They could have taken their time with certain things. Like,
And that's a real storyline within the community. The girls be on some coke for real, for real. They be on coke for real. Girl, they be riding the white horse all the time, honey. And girl,
Not Coke. Don't forget Tina. Okay?
oh yeah, don't forget Tina,
Don't
honey.
forget the Tina.
All the girls.
Miss
Don't
Tina be
forget
Mary
rolling on the
Jane.
river, honey.
It'd be a lot of drugs in
Miss
the
Tina
movie.
be rolling on
all
the
the
river
girls.
down here to the club, honey.
But you know what? Not to make excuses for the drugs because I hate it, but this community deals with so much. And I think the main thing that the people be yearning from or yearning for is like that parental support. I feel like that be the main thing that be kind of like taking people out because it's like, damn, this person love me, this person love me, this person love me to the utmost, but why can't you? What is your issue? Or
But I
why is
think,
it easy for you to fucking not love me, but when it comes to your friends or whoever around you, it's just
I
curtains.
think that's a part of the community that has died down, that to the demise of the community, the family aspect, the and so forth. You know, having your gay parents and your gay children and stuff like that. Like I have my gay children, and they all tell me, had it not been for the relationship that we had and me dragging them down the path of it, and so nowadays the Generation Zers, they don't want any parts of that.
They don't.
Part of it is because there's much more acceptance now, and so there's not the longing to find somewhere to be accepted and tolerated.
I won't necessarily say it's so much more acceptance. It's just so much more easier to navigate without the acceptance.
Coming from a time where you couldn't even go to school and say anything, where every school was allowed their one quota of one out gay person, and that's all your school could have. Girl, if you didn't meet the quota, girl, you stayed in the closet. Girl, you would, and it was a safety to life issue. You would have got gay bashed. You could have got beat up, been found in the ditch. That stuff was real back in the 90s and stuff like that. So now,
and that's true because I'm kind of thinking of like the start, like my start a decade or so ago.
Or think about
you're going back. So I
right.
get it.
Think
like,
about where trans women are now.
Yeah.
Where trans women is still dangerous for them.
Of course.
It was like that for gay men, especially black
Oof.
black gays back in the day. And so because it's not that hard anymore, a lot of the younger generation doesn't feel the need to be in that family oriented situation where they can go because they can feel like they could just be themselves all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of us, the only place we had to be ourselves was in the club, when
Definitely.
we was at our parents' house or at our friend's house, when we knew it was a closed door, nobody was gonna see us, and we could just freely be us. And so that was your outlet. And so they got social media, they
Yeah.
have a whole lot of outlets that just was not available. So
But
there's
the
not
only
need
thing in
for
that,
that.
I feel like even with that, it still makes it like a, like, how can I say it? Like, we can put it out there for the world to know, the world to see, and stuff like that. But it then, like, for me, it still raises like security issues.
Hmm.
Cause like where I'm from in my city, I am well known, like well known. I was in a marching band, like I done did so much
Come
to the
on,
point
marching
where
band,
like
yes.
either way for lay, you know who I am. And that sometimes a little bit, I'll be like, on pins and needles, because you just never know, like, what people is going to give or how people are going to give it up. And a lot of the times, it's in our community and in cases of girls like me, it be the motherfuckers close to you or people, somebody that I know you, somebody that's watching how you move. Like, so I be like, I just don't be beat. Because,
Can I just say one quick pause? Shout out to marching band, which was the outlet
Oh,
for a whole lot of gay individuals. Marching
definitely,
band is gay, and marching band a lot of times allow a whole lot of us gay people to
definitely.
just be us, and
Let me
just do
tell
what
you, I went in
we
there. I went into the drum section, and it was given no. I went to the horn section. I played clarinet. I wound up playing trumpet, French horn. Then I became a major. And after I became a major, I wanted to dance, and I stayed as a dance captain for 2 years. Like I still performed after I graduated. That's how embedded it was in me because I started marching band in the summer of my 6th grade year, and I was in a
hmm.
high school band at 6th grade.
Yeah,
So I
I
felt like
did
I was
that.
that bitch.
I'm
Like,
with you, Chloe. I did marching band all the way through middle school, high school, and college. So
period. I got my pole right over there. My mace, for the lack of the best words.
what city are you from?
Newark, New Jersey.
North New Jersey. Okay.
The
Okay.
hood.
And I
well,
we'll have to talk about some bad stories later.
For sure, I got you. I got
I
you.
got a whole lot.
Definitely.
okay. So my last question is, what is your top 3 favorite episodes of Pose? Starting with you, El Teddy.
Just gonna put me on the spot. Okay. Episode 1, you cannot talk about Pose without talking about episode 1. Episode 1, if that's not in your top 3, you ain't watched the show. So that's my first. I'm gonna have 3 and then an honorable mention. Um, you shouldn't let me go first. My episode, my second episode is the Candy dying episode. That was
Ooh.
epic. The episode where Candy died was a whole different situation.
hmm
My third one, and none of these are in any particular order, is the episode where Pretel and Ricky had sex, because the only other time we had seen two black gay men, two melanated
hmm
black gay men have sex was on Noah's Ark, and Noah's Ark was on Logo and not on a larger cable network like FX. So that was the first time a whole lot of America had ever seen two black melanated individual have a love scene, have a sex scene that was real, pure, authentic. They were just able to have, and to me, that was a groundbreaking moment because, like I said, we just don't get to see ourselves doing. It wasn't seedy and salacious. It was beautiful, and it showed us in a great light. So that's my number. Those are my top 3. My honorable mention is the episode where Ricky found out he had AIDS. I mean had
hmm
HIV. That's my honorable mention. To me, season 2 was the best season to me.
Mhm.
Season
Hmm.
2, even though toward the end they got off track, but it's still inclusive. was the best season for me, season 2. So those are my top 3 and an honorable mention.
Chloe?
So for me, I definitely agree. Episode 1, because episode 1 for everybody, that was like a worldwide statement. You know what I mean? Like that was legit, like letting the world into our world. So episode 1, definitely. Outside of that episode, for me, the episode with Elektra returning home to her mother, like that hit home for me. Because I understood that. Like, I understood what that was. I understood, like, I felt that. I kind of went through that in sense. I did, in the sense of, like, you can't wear that. You won't not here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went through the whole sneaking out, doing what I had to do, and then changing before I came back in the house, or just staying out the whole weekend. And to see how her mother treated her, and, like me and my mother have a good relationship now, but some of that stuff was like, I was in here in tears. Like Robert had to hold his friend like a little baby. That took me back to like fetus mode, because it hit home in so many ways. That episode, and then I guess for shits and giggles of the Keys, the episode when they was tearing it inside the restaurant, it just was too funny to me. Because the way they show him popped off on Jack, that whole scenario of them just carrying in public, I got my life.
That was the first episode of season 3, right?
I think so. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
when they want to get their money from winning the ball.
Oh, that's some real shit. The girls be doing shit like that. I think they wanted to.
But you know, that was based off of a real situation, and they weren't just throwing food; they was whooping ass and taking names.
What about you, Rob?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the first one. We have to. Somebody actually just said it. The Mother's Day episode, hands down, beautiful. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of like season, I feel like they rushed through a lot of things. I really did enjoy the episode where Pray Tell did go back home, even though I wasn't that big on the storyline of him and the pastor. But I loved the moment with him and his mom and him and his aunts. I love that whole thing.
That was a good moment.
Yeah. So I love the episode for that. And then I also love, okay, so this may be, I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan, so I love the episode with Loves Me to Love Today. I love that episode. What was that? That was like season 2, I think. Or was that season 1?
Which one was it again?
When they did Loves Anita Love Today was by Stevie Wonder. They was doing the charity event in the hospital.
I think it was season 2.
That was
season 2.
I think
that was season 2.
Yep, I love that episode.
Ghost visited him or something like that.
I think that she
remember Sandra Bernhardt sang, my other girl who's on Broadway sang too. It was a whole bunch of songs. That was a good ass episode.
I love that episode.
That was season 2. That was season 2.
Yep. So that's
even though when MJ Rodriguez starts singing, she gives me every man needs a Walmart.
That's before she transitioned. Before she transitioned, she was a singer and an actor. Well,
I understand, but even now, after she has transitioned, when she starts singing, that voice goes right back to every man needs a Walmart. I thought it was the first time in season 1 when she started singing. I said, "Who is this different person? Why they got somebody singing for her?" And they were like, "No, that's her singing."
About her first performance that she did as an artist.
All right.
But she's a great singer now. Don't get it twisted.
She's great.
Mama can sing down.
Singer. Her voice is amazing.
Mama can sing down, but she gives me every man needs a Walmart.
Stop. So,
oh my God.
My 3 episodes from 3 to 1. My third is, which one was it? Elektra's backstory. That was the best episode of this season. And Dominique, for the last 2 episodes, that bitch couldn't act. Point blank straight. Mama couldn't act. But this episode, it allowed her to have on her Trinidad and Tobago accent. And to me, that felt authentic.
I think that was the best episode this season.
Mhm.
Yeah, her
That
backstory,
episode was the best episode this
it
season.
felt
Episode was
really
everything.
real. And when they allow her to speak in her Caribbean accent, I felt like she was being, it wasn't just lines given to her.
Right.
What was my second? My second favorite is the Candy funeral. That was really good. And my favorite scenes are when her ghost visits everybody,
I
Mhm.
from
love that.
Blanca
Oh my
to
God.
Electra to Pray Tell and to her parents. And the funny thing, I love the little twist that they had. It was the father that accepted her.
And the mother
The
didn't.
mother didn't.
Yeah. But you know, it be like that a lot. It be like that a lot.
Well,
In
I think
some,
it was
some
Stephen
sense.
Canals or Brad Falchuk said that that's his story. The whole thing about the dollhouse.
Mhm.
He said
Mhm.
his father was the one that accepted him and gave him the dollhouse, like the dad gave Candy the dollhouse. So yeah, that was a good episode.
Definitely.
Really good.
I
And
actually, speaking to Candy's funeral, like I actually loved the interaction between her and Lulu, like how Lulu went crazy, ripped the
Yes.
gloves and stuff off of her, and then
Yeah.
went and sat and like had the cigarette, and like that whole interaction, I understood it because sometimes like when you are starting your transition and you're with your sisters, sometimes it can be a little battle, a little give and take. One may be feeling it over the other. She feel like she more sitting out of all. So it happens, and to see that it was so authentic.
That's why
My-
I was so disappointed in this season, because you had so many stories before this season that everybody could say, "Oh, I know that. I identify with that story. I feel that." And then
Definitely.
this season started to get so far fetched. That's why I say that the episode with Dominic Jackson or with Electra's story is the best one this season, because
I
it
could
was so
agree to
real,
that
you
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
It was real. My honorable mention is actually
Oh, so
season
now you
4
get an honorable
episode.
mention too.
I was gonna do it anyway. What the hell? Was episode 4 of season 1 when Candy was ashamed of her body. I think that was really good.
Extremely.
Then she got the plastic surgery from Miss Orlando.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I remember
And she
that. Yeah.
got her tens, but she fell right away. And I believe like all of us in the community can feel like that sometimes. We feel like, you know, we're not how we want to be, basically. I thought that was really, really interesting that a skinny person wanted to have curves. But my all-time favorite is episode 1 of season 1. I'm sorry. That opening scene is one of the best scenes in any show, if not the best.
Right.
It's one of the best opening scenes. It introduced what the show was about. It introduced who the characters are slightly, and then it goes into each person. The way how they introduce Blanca, Electra, even the side characters like Cubby and Lamar and Angel. Damon's story, whenever I'll rewatch that episode and he starts dancing, I can't stop from crying because that's kind of my story.
Gotcha.
That's kind of
Yeah,
my
I
story.
remember when the dad found his did he find a porn or something
The
like that? Like,
magazine.
He did sound like a gay magazine.
and in my mind, I was like, you got to do better with hiding the magazine. You got to know with a
Better
hiding the
put it
magazine. You know they ain't gonna find it. Those of us who is subjected to magazines back in the day. You're like, yes, you got to know where to find these things.
So I have a question. Well, it's not really a question, but I don't really like. I want to know what happened behind the scenes with Damon as to why like he just disappeared.
His sister passed. His
His
sister
sister had
died,
passed away.
and so he went through.
Okay, I didn't know what
process.
happened behind the
Yeah.
scenes. I just like because on the show he kind of just disappeared. And I said, okay, something must happen behind the scenes as to why.
His sister passed. His sister got shot. Was murdered.
Wow.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was murdered.
Oh wow.
And so he kind of like, and I don't blame him, but something like that.
Of course, yeah.
Fall off the grid. And they understood.
Yeah.
So.
But the way how they did his character was dirty anyway. I would have said him and his mother, have bonded and he went back to go live with her. This whole thing, he relapsed. And I love the series. Gonna rewatch it, of course.
Mhm.
But a lot of the time jumps didn't make no sense. A lot of the time jumps, they make no sense. They
Right.
didn't even said, okay, we're in 1996 or this, that, the third. It just, oh, I didn't see Blanca 9 months ago. Wait, what? What year is this? Like, they don't explain it well.
Yeah, I feel
Right.
like season 1 and season 2, they took their time through like certain things. But once they got like season 3, it was like jump, 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 jump.
Yeah. Yeah. But any other thoughts of Pose? Because then we're gonna get into Legendary.
I just wish it was more.
Right.
Like,
I
after
will say
hearing all of
that
your explanations, I definitely agree. And I'm sorry, I'm maneuvering. But I wish it was more, because I can definitely agree to the fact of, I personally felt like there was so many more stories that could have been told. Because at the same time, what about the trans men?
I can, now that it's over, I can appreciate it for what it is. It will sit on the shelf as one of the pioneering shows for us in the Black LGBTQ plus community, like Noah's Ark. You got your Noah's Ark over here on the Mount Rushmore. Now you got, you know, Pose there. I wonder what's going to be the next one,
Right.
because you know, they only give us like one at a time. You ain't finna get, and then they're gonna give us a few years
But you gotta be
between
like, and kind of
the
glimpsing into
one.
the future, you kind of never know what else Janet got up her sleeve to give us more of
Janet
the
Mock.
stories that we want.
But the thing about it is, Jed and Mark burned a lot of bridges too with her antics at that
When she
premiere.
went off on
Yeah,
Ryan Murphy
she
and all of
burned
them.
some bridges, so it might be some time before they give us, you know. I do think that the next show will come sooner than later. We won't have to wait
as long as we
you
did.
know, as
I
long
feel
as
the
we
same.
did. You know, I mean, and shouts out to those people who have been in the trenches fighting for stuff like this. I hope that the next one is given to a Patrick Ian Polk or a director of that's Black. And not any flack against Stephen Canals, Brad Falchuk, and Ryan Murphy, who were the three top executive producers. But remember, they had to bring in a whole lot of people to truly, you know,
Keep it
be able to
authentic.
authenticate these stories. And I just would love to see this with Black EPs, Black gay EPs, or Black LGBTQ plus EPs that can truly tell our story. Have a Lena Waithe on there. Have a Patrick Ian Polk. And both of them have been doing phenomenally with Patrick Ian Polk on P Valley. Lena Waithe with all of her shows that she has
Shy
on
is amazing.
Shy.
I love the
What you
Shy.
call it is coming back to Netflix.
It started already. I know.
I think. Well, I can't think of the name of the show.
I know what you're talking with the Indian guy. I know exactly what you're
Yes,
talking about.
that's coming back. It's already back. I
It's
think
on
already
already.
back.
It started like last week, I think.
She redid Boomerang. She had 20s. You know, so she's been doing great. You know, and just have us tell our stories, and let us get, you know, just as much notoriety,
Master
fame,
of None.
and
Master of None.
and get the same opportunity and the same budget and the same Master of None. Thank you, and have the same budget, because they might give us stuff, but they ain't gonna give us no budget.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you're gonna
we'll
give
give
it
you,
to
but we
us,
can give you too much.
give us
It'll
the
look like a
same
web
opportunities.
series.
Give us just as much of a budget and just as much of backing and marketing from, you know, the higher ups within, you know, that TV company or whatever. So that's my
I
takeaway.
heard
I think it was
Legendary was
important on
talking
plan.
about right now. What is the Tagaga? Because I got a
We
lot
didn't
to
we didn't get on it yet.
Oh, God damn it. I don't walk down.
We didn't get on it yet.
Shoot.
But
You just came in blazing like
Guns blazing. Came in guns blazing.
crazy. But Pauls, we love you, and you guys, you did us proud. The last season was a little bit, but it was still a great show. Legendary. You saw, and did everybody see all the episodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
'Cause
All
I got
right.
some
So
things to say.
okay, we gonna talk. So episode 7, it was the Electric Jungle Ball. I didn't hate the ball, to be honest. Well, we'll get into that. The first house to perform was Miyake Mugler. El Teddy, what you think? What do you think about Miyake Mugler this last night?
An episode. I don't. None of the houses.
It was the Britney
really,
Spears thing.
Mhm.
Wait,
right.
hold on,
None of
Danny.
the houses really moved me in episode. The episode with Tiffany Haddish. And can I say, I was here for Tiffany Haddish. I was here for all parts of her judging.
I will get there.
I'm here for a hard judge because I'm a hard judge. So I'm okay with that. I'm glad that she gave Megan Thee Stallion the business because Megan Thee Stallion, you have nothing to do with ballroom either, and you be over here like you're the expert and like you know what you know, and bitch, you don't know a goddamn thing. Sit your monkey ass the fuck down. I'm sorry, I had a moment.
Why she gotta
Anyway,
be a monkey?
I don't know. You have to ask her. Genetic. That's genes. That has nothing to do with me.
Nah, it's not a monkey.
Anyway.
It's a horse. It's a horse.
But it doesn't matter. I just feel like none of the three teams really made me go ooh. In episode 8, it was just okay. It was all right.
It would have been.
I was just
Tishy,
like, okay, there, y'all. It was okay. I didn't. To me, they were. I like that they did hair whips, which is what they were supposed to do. I did like that. The Britney Spears part of it. If you gonna give me Britney Spears slave for you from MTV, you supposed to give me hair whips. Bitch, you supposed to be slanging hair back and forward like Britney did that whole performance. That's the whole thing about with Britney. I will be in my house and that song Slave for You come on. And bitch, every time I hit, I got to sleep my hair like Britney. Girl, you're supposed to give me that. And girl, they ain't give me that. That's the only problem that I had. I was like, girl, you're supposed to be slinging that hair like Britney used to be.
Okay, wardrobe change.
And that was my only thing. The rest of it was just kind of like all over the place. I didn't really understand the whole concept after that. It didn't really fit to me. I was just like, okay. The tree situation with
Arturo.
Arturo, it was cute, but I don't know if it worked for what they were trying to sell.
It wasn't good.
And so that's all I got for Miyake Mugler. Yeah.
It
Robbie?
wasn't giving nothing but Groot.
He said it wasn't giving nothing but Groot.
Right, Groot.
I thought Miyake Mugler was cool. I wish that they would have done possibly, and I agree with El Teddy. Like, I feel like with the whole Slave for You reference, like if you're gonna do Slave for You, you should have like really took it there. If I feel like it was like a small reference to Slave for You, but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it could have been a little more clean because the tree idea was dope, but like I could have done without it. And somebody was like, it was hair whips because the outfit was made out of hair. But no, I don't want you whipping your body to whip the hair. Like, no, it's not giving that. It's giving neck. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I love Miyake, though.
Oh, he can't wait. What about you, Danny? Wait, hold on.
Oh. Oh, wait. You ready?
Go ahead.
So, sorry, this marathon shots are going on. I don't know what's happening, you know, 6 people. But my whole thing is, right, Miyake Mugler, I give him an 8. It was a solid performance. But yet again, the Britney-inspired theme, it was cute. But you're not coming out looking like Groot. And then there was no hair on your body. I was like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So it was probably one of the best of the night for what we did. But in my mind, like, I'm not going to talk about the house yet, but I was like, this is what y'all gave. But after the last 2 performances, I was a little lackluster for me, especially down the 3 houses. Because had Tishy been there, it would have been
Hello, I'm still mad about Tishy. I would never be okay with the fact that Tishy is not in the finale.
Duh.
I would never be okay with that. I would never be okay with that. Ever.
There's no reason why
no
not have in the top
None of
2.
these motherfucking performances was worthy tonight.
Okay, come on,
Simone. Read these girls.
Period.
Like,
watch this. No, because you in the background, like Simone, like they said on their live, because you in the background getting your box dug out and you digging his box out.
You know what I'm saying?
You know they say her and Law and Diego was digging each other box out. They said that on the live. Simone,
Gross.
Simone went live with Honey and Milan.
And Milan, that's what she said.
Yep. And they
Well, I didn't hear
said
that part.
Law
I didn't hear
Oh,
that
I
part.
gotta go
was.
back and see that.
They didn't mention his name,
And
but what happened
before I
was names were
did,
mentioned in the chat, and the way they was like, they kind of confirmed it.
they both
And
look
so
like
it was like, cause
Medea.
Tati
So,
was in the chat, Tonka was in the chat. All
oh
I was
yeah,
like,
Tonka
oh,
was in the chat. Latrice Royale was in the chat. Y'all feel me?
mhm.
She was
Everybody
up in
was in
there
that
cutting
chat.
it
I
up.
said, oh, girl,
She was up in there.
girl.
Ew.
Latrice
Okay,
Roy.
next person, Chloe.
So, I mean, hands down, I definitely have to agree. I feel like Tati should have been a highlight of the Hair Whip performance. She's the only girl. Hair whipping is definitely a femme queen performance thing.
She
Period.
showed you
The
that
Butch
in another
Queens do it.
episode.
The Butch Queens do it. The Twisters do it. But the femme queens do it. That's where it came from. Period. She should have been in the middle. She should have been in the
in the middle
highlight. And I wish
slanging
she would have
Honey.
gave a little more. So at the same time, I would give it an 8 because her delivering it for me would have gave it a 10 because she's nasty with it. I like that's my sister. Like, so I know, like I watched her grow before I started growing. You get what I'm saying? So like I know everything she's capable of, and it's nasty with her. And I wish they would have let her lead that performance.
I
I
feel like
gave
a
it
lot
a
of people
7.
though on the show. I feel like a lot of people didn't get a chance to really,
I agree.
Shine. They didn't show a lot of people to shine.
especially
agree.
since like we know what it gives like outside of the
Yep.
show.
Yeah.
For them to
Right,
be on the show, it's
right.
like, I feel like season 1, the people in season 1, they really like people like Michaela like really showed out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
I'm telling
little-
walls and
And I
jumping
think they were
walls.
allowed to do that more so in season 1 than they have been in season 2.
season
as
2.
But you
well.
know
I
what?
agree.
At the same time, season 1 probably is, the first season is always kind of like the pilot of the season. Let's see what we can and what we can't. And then
Right,
next
they
season, we
just
know
be
what we are and
raw.
what we not.
I
Yep.
put you on that. I agree
It's
with
like
that.
the test subject.
Mm-hmm.
But I
I feel like
agree.
Tati didn't have a chance to really.
Yeah. Miyake Mugler last night did not give. I gave them a 7.
I
What
gave
is
them a
this?
7.
I give them
What
an
was
8.
this? I needed somebody to do some shit like this. Look, like swirl my hair. They was doing some shit.
Listen,
No,
if he was gonna be a tree, he should have had his head be like all of the branches and
But that
shit,
would have been fire.
and be slanging that shit all
Yeah.
over the place like that. Then I would have got life. But girl, that
This move for me, D.
but I said this is a 7. Even when they entered, I said the energy was not there.
Yeah.
And it's like you saw when he went to his position. I don't want to see that. I want to be surprised.
Right.
And it didn't look comfortable. The costuming was great, but that ain't got shit to do with the performance. And Diego and Law, ew. No, ma'am. Not young Medea.
I'm gonna say
No.
allegedly because they didn't say
That ain't no allegedly. Them
but
kids
they
ain't gonna lie
kinda
like that.
confirmed
They're not going to lie.
You like no comment because I don't know anything of what's going on.
Ugh, I'm disgusted.
I was like, oh,
not Law.
Diego's not that
Ew.
cute to me. Diego's face is not all that to me. His body is everything, but his face is just regular Honey.
My phone is dying.
And then the fact that he looks like he's subpar down under, because when he had that white speedo on that one time, and he looked to be about good 2.5 inches,
Not
I
so
was like,
Ah.
oh, girl, you could have stuffed or something.
Stop shaming people of their
Yeah.
underground business. But yeah, I think the hair whips could have been better. What about Balenciaga? What did you guys think about their performance?
I
Teddy?
gave Balenciaga. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You can go ahead.
Oh, I gave Balenciaga a 7.
Okay.
But literally for the night, it was like 8.76. But yeah, I gave Balenciaga a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
That nothing else you want to say about them?
What did they do on that episode? Because I don't remember. That's how much I care.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't remember what they did, but I remember I gave them a 7. I did write that down. I wrote down a 7. I don't remember what they did though.
like
Because I was writing down scores, but I ain't write that. I ain't take no notes. But I know I gave them a 7, but I don't remember what they did. So I might have to bring them down to a 6.
I literally don't remember What the fuck they did?
Can we get a
And
refresher?
everybody here is struggling to remember.
I'm just waiting for everybody to talk.
Can you remind us what they did?
You remember?
Chloe, do you remember?
Hold
crazy
on. Let me.
because
I need to pull something out.
I promise you, as soon as you said that, my brain was like,
Fifi, they were
Yeah,
not
the
birds.
birds.
Garcon were birds, but we're gonna talk about
Yeah,
Garcon.
Garcon was birds. Garcon was birds. But
Yeah, that was
hold on.
Garcon.
I love theirs actually because
Let
I
me
feel
fast
like
forward.
theirs, when it comes to
We
them,
gonna get there.
when it comes to them, I just feel like they know how to keep their aesthetic. Like some people may feel like certain things isn't as entertaining, but Garcon ways is Garcon ways. Sometimes they just want to give you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes
I don't remember what Balenciaga did, so I'm going to say they got a 5 from me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to scroll down because when in my phone I wrote 7 in my phone. I wrote a 7, but I don't remember. So since I don't remember, it wasn't memorable. They gotta drop down.
I gave them a. Here's the thing. I thought the energy was there. I gave them an 8.
What did they do?
Huh?
What did they do?
What did they do?
It was like the Queen of the Jungle type something. This is what I need Mama Shannon to do.
Yeah, and she had the
Stop giving me this all the time and take your ass down there and dance.
Oh, she had little flowers and stuff hanging from her, right?
Every minute she like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I vaguely remember it. They were, yeah, because I remember Garcons. I vividly remember Garcons, but I was trying to remember.
Yeah, I love it coming down that little thing they did, coming down a little tree.
It was cute, but you know Mama Shannon wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
And break her bones.
What was that? Weren't they supposed to be doing spins and dips?
And the spins were boring.
And they didn't give me no spins and or dips. And
but the energy was good.
That's why we didn't remember what they did because it was so.
But here's my thing. And see, this is my problem the entirety of this season of Legendary. Y'all tell these people, this is what I want you to focus on. They never focus on that thing, but then you say, oh, but I'm going to give you a 9 or a 10. They didn't do what you asked them to do. I don't care how great
you know what it is, because when they ask them to do it, it's supposed to be just a highlight, and then.
But they didn't even do that. Sometimes they don't even do that.
Because at the same time, how y'all just brought it up and we didn't remember, them highlights just wasn't strong enough. Because them spins were very mediocre. And how I feel about the spins, if you in front of Laomi, bitch, this is a bitch who tornado spins around everybody.
You need to carry.
You're gonna have to get that bitch some shit she never did before for her to be like, it's on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Them spins was very virgin performance about the situation. And you're in front of a bitch that's iconic. She reinvented spins and dips. So you're gonna have to come harder with her.
I thought it was lackluster. I did like the energy. They gave me the energy, but I think with every I
didn't even see Fifi in here. I live for Fifi.
I love Fifi TV. Hey Fifi. I think they don't give the judges what they need. Well, the judges don't even know what the hell they need, but they don't give the category what the category is for. If they ask for spins and dips, they don't give that. If they ask for face, they don't give that. If they ask for whatever, they don't give that. And I'm gonna need more. Give me more.
More.
Give me more. Like, okay, so Garcon,
they were birds. I remember that.
They were birds.
I remember Tucker came out as the bird watcher or whatever.
Yeah, like the safari.
I thought that was cute. I thought that was cute.
That was cute.
The thing with Garcon to me is that Garcon will have a great concept, but they don't know how to execute.
No.
It always falls short with the execution. I love
the problem with Garcon is they only have 3 people that can do anything. Because Stasha ain't doing nothing. Tonka ass can't do a goddamn thing. So that leaves them with who?
But at the
Egypt.
same
Milan,
time,
Savion, and
the
Egypt.
reason why
Right.
I give them so much props as a house, though, is
Because your brother's in the house.
reality, they was the only house who literally all of their people are not Vulgars. They are runway girls. Runway, and then Stasha Walks Body, Perfect 10, like all of that stuff. So voting for them, like, damn, it's like if you look at it because I know they don't perform, it's like I know. Y'all was
I get that, but my whole thing is just like, if you're coming onto a performance show, you need to get your performers in the house to come represent the house on the show.
Because I don't understand why Tonka is there. What is
because we know what,
but I think
after
because
you seen season one, like if it was season one and you didn't know what it gave, that's one thing. But like you've seen season one, you know it's a performance show. So when you get your members together to represent the house, you need to get performers because it's a performance-based show.
I agree, but then I feel like, what do they ask for? Like, is it we want the mother, we want, because if you pay attention, they brought the statement people, the mothers, the princesses, you know, the heavy hitters, and they may not be strong in those categories, but those were the people they were calling for. So maybe
hey, I don't have a problem with that. If you're gonna have Stasha out there, fine. But Tonka, then I don't need Tonka there because I already got Stasha, who's gonna be a handicap, just like Balenciaga has Shannon. That's gonna be a handicap until you get to those categories where they can shine in.
Right, especially when you got houses like. Especially when you got fathers and mothers like Gia and Toro who's gonna get up there and give it with the house.
Or Omari.
Right,
and Omari. We'll get to that later. Oh no, that was last episode. Well, I still think Omari killed. Omari killed.
Right? He killed.
And they talk about the passion. Oh, he felt so. That bitch can cry blood. He got killed. Girl, what are we talking about?
Oh, that's her brother. She know Egypt. That's her brother.
I'm sorry. Omari. Hey, when Omari did that spin and his hair wrapped around his head, and then he rolled out of the hair, I said, bitch, you better give me what Omari killed. I'm sorry.
Like, so I gotta step in because Omari is definitely a phenomenal performer on that floor. When it comes to Egypt, that is a runway girl. She may walk performance in the Kiki scene and stuff like that, but that's a runway girl. So I feel like hands down in that battle, you're gonna talk about the performance, Omari ate it. But if they're gonna go off of passion, it was about Egypt, and she deserved it.
This isn't about passion. This is about
performance.
Performed.
Yes. The House of Icon.
Just like Jamil Icon. Jamil Icon is a legendary.
When House of Icon had that battle, they commended the father for having passion, but he ain't win that battle though. The passion.
No, I'm talking about when the girl won, the dark skinned girl. Remember when she was the icon too? She had the black and white on. I can't remember her name per se, but she was battling and she fell out of every dip. But
Kylie Cat. I agree.
Oh yeah. But
Marley ate that. Marley was clean.
But that comes from them having people that don't know what to look for or don't even know what they're talking about when they be out here looking at stuff. And I'll be like,
Naomi's really the only one. And then everybody else is to get the views and the hype.
I don't understand why Deshaun is not a judge. I keep saying that week to week, but that's a whole nother story to me. I don't understand.
Because you know what though, in Ballroom, Deshaun is a commentator. He performs. He's legend, but he's beyond legend. He's iconic. But at the same time, he's a commentator. He's a host, and he has that voice. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he was in the right element. But
I feel like because he's commentated and performed so long.
Because I'm like going off of what you're saying.
He knows what to look for. He knows what to look for more so than, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, Garcon, I think I gave them an 8.
Wow.
I think I gave them an 8.
You sure?
Because I like the concept. If I remember, what was their thing?
More birds and Savion.
Birds and like he was a baby bird and he was on the floor doing the floor work.
I didn't like the bird. I didn't like the bird part. Like I didn't like his concept. I didn't like the way he looked with that little beak thing. I didn't really care for that.
Hey, Belize.
Hey, Belize.
What you saying, love? I love me some Believe.
I love the bird concept. I love the fact that all the other birds were able to fly, and then Savion couldn't fly yet. So, especially with floor performance, he was on the floor. So
they have floor
the
performance.
floor performance was sloppy.
Okay, here's the thing.
Amazing concept, just once again, poor execution.
Listen, I think Savion is so fine.
But him being fine,
But-
I mean,
But he is
So
gorgeous.
sad, bitch. It's a show
He's
team.
gorgeous.
beautiful.
But it's like ambulance outside my apartment. I'm sorry. But I think when he performs, he looks like he's scared. He looks like he's scared when he performs. So to me, he wasn't giving it. It was very sloppy, and it was very like he could have done more. So I gave it a 7. I didn't give it no 8. That was a 7 for me.
I gave it a 6.
Now that I remember, because I thought I'm thinking about something else. The bird, I don't know. Yeah, because I remember when they showed the bird up close, I didn't like the bird.
Yeah, he had like a third eye, which didn't make no sense.
Right. I was like, I didn't like the bird. I
How a demon
remember
bird is
vividly
this?
not liking the bird. And I remember saying, why isn't everybody doing floor? But I remember they did say one person was supposed
One
to
person, yeah.
feature.
Oh, it was one
Um,
person.
It was supposed to be one person that featured.
Yeah, one person had to feature the element.
But going back to Miyake Mugler, everybody was doing hair whips. They was doing it horrible, but everybody was doing hair whip.
But the highlight was on Toro.
Yeah, the highlight was supposed to be
The tree.
Toro.
But they
It
all
should have
did
been
it.
Tati. It should have been Tati.
Tati.
But so now we finished with the group performances. I didn't hate them. I think they were the worst group performance because all of them, no 10s for me.
Right, he's in the top 3 and you ain't hitting.
Huh?
It's like how these are top 3 houses and like none of them.
They not hitting. They all were.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I think my scoop is towards the end once we actually get.
Come on with the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we gotta get there.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
So the next category was a tag team Virgin Vogue. Balenciaga went first.
But Balenciaga had 2 people who voted.
I mean, I guess the different types of voguing they don't do.
Virgin Vogue, and I agreed with Tiffany 100%. I agree with her 1,000%. But she went in on Megan and said, "Girl, what are you talking about?" And Megan was like, "I was born in 1995." Girl, that's why you don't know what you're talking about. Sit down and shut up.
No, Tiffany said that.
No. Megan said, "I was born in 1995," and Tiffany said, "Girl, I don't care about you. Like, that's why you don't know what you're talking about." That's why I agreed with Tiffany on her, because that Virgin Vogue is. It's about the lines and symmetry. I was with Tiffany.
I think Khalid did a good job
But
with the
no,
old.
not when you're a virgin.
Because Virgin is like first time.
When you're a virgin, it's like this my first time.
I think she took into consideration these girls wasn't that wasn't their first time voguing, because I'm looking at them because they sent Honey out there.
She did New Way, right?
Yeah, Honey did New Way.
They ate it to me. I feel like
I don't think they deserve that top from Tiffany. I don't think Balenciaga deserved the top from Tiffany for the tag team Old Way New Way. I don't think that.
I probably would have chopped them, but I will say this: I don't have no problem with no chop. Them getting mad about people chopping, that's ballroom. One person chop you, bitch, you keep going, you move on.
Sometimes you get chopped because the person doesn't like you. You could be killing it, and that one person would chop you because they don't like you at all.
That's true.
It is what it is. But I agree with Tiffany for this one. I'm sorry, I couldn't differentiate the new and the old. I did, because Honey was, to me, Khalik and Honey could have. It looked the same way. That was
my whole thing is just like no shade. My whole thing is just like I may be jumping ahead, but my whole thing is like for Tiffany to give Balenciaga a chop for Old Way and New Way, but then give Garcon a 10.
Thank you.
I think what happened was because of that whole argument that ensued. I think something happened off camera that we didn't see, and production came in and probably said something, and that's why. Because you see, after that, she was kind of over it. For the rest
Yeah,
of the night, she was like,
She
"Girl,
was.
whatever."
because if you
But
see
she was
in the
cool
edit
too.
too, when
Tiffany looked
Meg
like she was in the living room.
when Meg and Tiffany were talking, you could tell it they edited something, and then it started to heat up like even more. So I'm like, they edited something. I want to see what's in the middle.
So I'm the only one who feels different about the child.
No, you and Rob.
No, I agree with you. I don't feel like Balenciaga should have got chopped.
I
feel
do.
like
I appreciate, but when it comes to Garcon, I appreciate Megan being the one to chop Garcon because they deserved it. No shade.
this how I feel about it. I honestly felt like Balenciaga ate. They should have won that category. And when Tiffany chopped, I looked at Tiffany like, bitch, you don't know what you're talking about. And
I don't think they
feel
deserve to
Megan
win the
chopped
category.
a flat bag because I felt like Megan was like, well, bitch, if you want to chop them, I'm chopping them because, bitch, they were better. And that's exactly how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
And with Tiffany saying, oh, she walked old way before, then it was, bitch, let me see, because I've never heard of you in ballroom, ever. Ever.
Mm.
But I understand. You know what
And
Tiffany gave me? She gave me one of the girls from like back in the day. You know when the straight girls go to the clubs like back in like the 90s and they observe. I think she's accustomed of seeing a certain thing. She's like, that's not always. That's not the old way at all. Yeah. So I get where she's coming from. So she knows a little. I think she knows a bit of ballroom. Even when she says certain things, Naomi didn't say anything to her. Oh Lord, I got people asking for the name. I'm gonna give me a second. But what do you guys think about her song? Let's see.
I was saying, how do y'all view like what the people are saying?
Doesn't it pop up on the screen?
What?
Oh, that's what this is. Like this you know, I ain't got my glasses on. This marquee that's coming.
It does. I just gotta. So Garcon, did you guys think they should have been chopped or
definitely?
Or 10? Give me a second.
I agree with Megan. They definitely deserve to be chopped. I agree with Megan wholeheartedly. Your mic is off, Teddy. Teddy, your mic is off.
Unmute your mic.
Oh, Chloe, what I was saying was it should be something that says comment, and when you click on there, you should be able to see live comments.
Oh yeah,
private chat.
Yeah, one side says private chat, other side says comments.
The other side of private chat, it'll start off on private chat, and then the other tab will say live comments.
Gotcha, I found it.
I didn't have a problem with any of the chops. I ain't have a problem. That it happens. Girl, I ain't like that shit. Get off.
Yeah. But I definitely do feel like I definitely do agree that came out and did what needed to be done.
She messed up. See, she probably did because that comment section is right next to leave. And if you press it the wrong way, you'll click leave.
I think she's on her phone too.
I think Law was out of order when he tried to silence Tiffany. When Tiffany was
like this, like he was like this between ballroom and ballroom. I feel like,
and I was like, girl, you're not ballroom. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, I feel like Law should have just been quiet.
Where do you come in at, Law? I mean, she said this in front of everybody. If she wanted to have a private conversation with Honey, she could have took her to the side backstage, said, girl, let me talk to you for a moment.
Right.
But all this, you need to be quiet. Girl, sit your ass the fuck down, Law.
I'm sorry, y'all. Looking at the comments, I hit the wrong back button.
I see. I had just said
that. Really be check your text. Really be check your text. But Garcon, shop for Garcon as well. I don't know what they was given. Who voted for them again?
Milan and Egypt. Egypt was always
Milan was okay.
No,
Milan was okay.
Milan came out and gave a better always than Egypt.
She did. I mean, she was supposed to be always better. She was good. I think, like I said last week, Milan doesn't get the point she deserves. Her and Savion, they don't get the points that they deserve.
I feel like they haven't had a chance to really show what they give either.
They haven't.
Like, wait, never mind. We'll get there.
But see, I still feel like everything that they threw at them was a challenge because they not vulgar.
That's not my fault.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
not.
it's
That's not what. It
not.
doesn't matter.
It's not my fault.
That's just like if we having a track and field event and we doing 100-yard dash and you tell me, oh, I'm used to doing shot put. Girl, you got your ass down here in the starting blocks.
You knew what it was
Run.
giving.
Girl, we're running. We're not doing a shot put. Girl, get your life.
It's like if you know it's a performance-based show, you need to get your performance that's gonna be able to come through and deliver.
I mean, yeah, and I agree on that. I mean, I'm just speaking to the comparison of one being better than the other, and they're both virgin in that space.
No, I get it. No, I get that completely. I'm just saying, neither one of them are performers, and to go to the point to where Milan doesn't really get the recognition that she deserves, Milan hasn't had the chance to really give what she gives either.
I agree.
So you really can't get recognized for your strength if you're in a position where your strength can't be shown.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'll tell you about
You what?
You about to get it?
He about to get it.
I didn't think about her.
Wait, somebody. Wait.
It's not me.
Yeah, it is.
It's me?
Yeah. So Auntie, as you know, we're talking about Legendary. We're talking about episode. No, this is episode 9. Episode 9. The Electric Jungle Ball. We're talking about the tag team Virgin Vogue. Did you think? What are we talking about again? Do you think Garcon should have gotten a pens or chopped?
I agree with the chop. I mean, I'm no expert, but from what I understand about old way versus new way and explanation, I was okay with it. I was okay with Tiffany. I was okay with Tiffany.
Because with Balenciaga, I can't differentiate old and new. So I was like, Captain, because you're not showing the categories.
It was too similar to me. It looked like they were doing the same thing. I should have been able to see different.
I agree.
Yeah.
What about you, Auntie Ab?
Since we're talking about chops, about this young man up there next to you, who ass supposed to be resting.
Oh,
see I didn't come for the legendary. I came for the legendary one up next to you. Now you know good and damn well we told your ass to rest. Why do I see you on the live? Riddle me that, Batman. Yes, sir. You, little brother. Yes.
Ma'am, you are more animated right now than I have been the entirety of this good live.
That is not.
All I have been doing, ma'am, is sitting right here. I have not moved, and I have only moved my mouth. Now, if that is not resting, mind you, I've talked on the phone, ma'am, in the last 3 or 4 days more than I have on this goddamn live. So if you want to discuss me resting, ma'am, I am doing that with fervency and zeal. With fervency and zeal.
Listen, I fuss because I love you. Oh, big head nigga. Don't pay attention. Don't follow directions. That's okay. A hard head make a soft ass. That's what I know.
Mine is already soft. Mine is already soft, and that's why my men's love it.
You know what, you little nasty motherfucker. Okay, we're not even going. Not even go. Okay, let's jump back into Garcon. Why the fuck did they make Tonka get up there and twerk? Who made that decision?
We ain't got there yet. We didn't get there yet.
We didn't get there yet. We didn't get there yet, but we're talking about the Virgin Walk. Do you think they deserve a 10 or got their ass up out of here?
It did look the same. It looked like they were doing the same thing. So I understand why they got chopped. Are we gonna cut Slaw out? Because I volunteer for that portion of the show. When we get to cut Slaw out for talking crazy to Tiffany.
Okay.
When that portion come up. Y'all let me know. I volunteer for that part.
Okay.
But go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. I think Danny's backstage. Give me a second.
Danny back. Hey, Danny.
Hold on. I gotta remove somebody.
Time out
So
because I
who's
know
wrong?
somebody said something about legendary. So I had to pull up real quick because what is the Tagara? What's going on? We talking about the battle or not?
No, we're talking about the
The
tag
tag
team
team,
version.
Old Way, New Way.
Oh,
I
time out.
think he's wrong.
Tiffany should not have chopped Khalik point blank, period. How you going to chop Khalik? And granted, I was just talking about Khalik.
Oh.
Like, I was just talking about not the ooh. I was talking about Khalik's hands, but we're not up to that yet. My thing is,
No.
he should not have got chopped, and Honey ate that up in New Way.
Mm-hmm.
Honey ate that up. Honey ate that up. You did, come on, Honey carried. Granted, it was supposed to be version 1 runway. She didn't need to do that. She gave more than enough. Unlike Milan in Egypt, but whatever.
All right.
Facts is facts.
Oh.
Facts is facts, America.
You felt attacked,
Roll the
Chloe?
tape.
Huh?
Did you feel attacked, Chloe, when you said ooh?
I don't feel attacked. They just said Ballroom was based off of Shade, hun. So I understand.
Period. The
So
big old-
let's talk about this arms control. Balenciaga, Tenzar Chop,
For which one?
Balenciaga,
You know what I'm saying? What was what category were you on?
arms control.
Arm control?
Arms,
Oh.
arms.
To be completely honest, I didn't really pay that much attention to that scene, so I'm gonna go ahead and.
I've deferred to the judge. I didn't like Cha Cha's hair, the little bob thing, so I was kind of distracted by that hair that he had going on. I couldn't even focus on the arms because that nasty Mary J. Blige, there'll be no hateration, holleration in this dancing bob that he had going on. Dear God. Because I knew he was going to have some horrible ass choreography. Said won't be no hateration, holleration in this dancing Reese. Making up words. Dear God. Tell me that's not what that bob was giving. Please tell me that's not what that bob was giving.
I'm gonna have to second the disobedient one. that Bob was doing. It was very much stiff.
But it wasn't the hair, arms, not the hair, the arms.
Oh, I don't remember. That shit
was a distraction.
It was.
That's why you need to rest because
they were sitting in the chair, right? They were sitting in the chair in the dark with the light up stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think they should have got the 10s. I think they gave a lot of arm situations and circumstances.
It was, well, I was talking about that. Really, B.
What, for the arms control?
Yeah.
Do I think that Mugler should have been shot?
No, Balenciaga. Or whoever you think.
I think I'm gonna have to be with Robbie on this one. I'm gonna defer to y'all because
remember.
It all looked the same in the dark.
I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta pop off. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to come back if I can. I gotta take this call.
That's fine. Chloe.
In my opinion, just to keep it short and sweet, I feel like the rightful person won. I feel like they all could have been better. I just feel like the person who won because that stunt was pulled out at the right time.
I didn't see that.
When you
didn't see them pull the thing out their throat?
Y'all didn't see that?
I didn't see it.
I saw that.
Okay.
I don't watch it twice.
It would have been better if the whatever they pulling out was glow in the dark too, so we could see it.
Now that I agree.
Then we'd all have been like,
Father Arturo has hands, but he don't move as fast as them children was serving.
That's a big body bend to take a minute for that to warm up.
Because he be doing all this and whatever. It's cute, but they was over there doing some Sonic the Hedgehog ass shit with their hands, and he didn't take. He couldn't take. Savion was good too. Savion was good, but I believe Balenciaga should have won that. So after that was the Vogue, right? Was the Vogue battle? Was the
No, that was Wasn't it Body Sex Siren at that point? Yeah, it was
Yes,
Sex Siren.
Yes,
it
the
was
sex
Shake That Sex
siren
Hero.
where they
Um,
threw Tonka to the wolves.
so what do y'all think about that?
Who was first with the body?
Balenciaga. I thought
Balenciaga.
Jupiter did well. Jupiter was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was cool, but they chopped. Who chopped? I
They
think Tiffany
chopped him
chopped
for I don't
Tiffany,
know.
Tiffany chopped him.
I
She
probably
wasn't.
Tiffany
did.
didn't
I
think.
chopped him too. When I was watching, I chopped him. I was like, okay, girl. Thank you, girl. Go. Bye. Now, Brother Stasha ate. I ain't gonna lie. That woman came out there and
Oh yes,
She
yes.
gave.
I said, oh, Jesus
She
God.
did what was needed to be done,
Yes.
I
hands
think
down.
they gave it to Diego because they all hot in a box for him.
They're hot in the pants.
But
But
Stasha
at the
Not
won
same
that.
time,
absolutely.
that's how they explained it to her. Remember when they first started it, they was like, when they gave her the short explanation, they was more. She was like, they're supposed to make me want to have sex with them in this category. Like, is that how I'm supposed to
I don't
view
want to
them?
have sex with somebody with a small peen, so he didn't
And it,
make me want to have
oh
sex
my
with him.
god,
He don't even got no good booty either.
This
He
He
might
even
be
got
a
no
grower, not a
nice
shower.
booty. His
You
booty don't
right.
even look that big either. So it's just
He
like,
might
what is
be a
your
grower,
problem?
not a shower.
In the words
Okay, he
of
might
Miss
be,
Debbie
but he
Review,
ain't even got no
how
good
did we
enough
get
booty.
here? Nobody's supposed to be here.
His
I mean,
booty
it's a
ain't
body
even
Oh,
part.
that
It's
big.
not the body.
Oh
but
God.
I can't.
It's body.
Y'all talking about wanting to have sex with people. So what are we talking about?
that's what they said in the episode.
That is
Exactly.
what they
She did.
said. That's what they said.
I mean,
And now Teddy
When
said
I
he don't want no parts of Diego.
listen, when I've
Diego is
seen
fine.
Sex Siren come, and I've seen people walk Sex Siren, they walk on stage and you immediately get wet. You be like, oh, he didn't
That's
make
how
me.
we felt about Father. What's his name last season?
Jarrell.
Right when he walked out, and I was like,
Baby,
oh,
yeah.
Exactly.
He
You
gave
need a
Anaconda
Bird
King Kong.
like that's the
That's
kind of
what
nigga you
it
can't
is.
even
goddamn
That's
look
what
him in
it
the
is.
eye real good because you're
Okay,
like,
Okay.
Megan was speechless when she seen that man walk out with that little Speedo on.
oh.
Yes.
Megan was
Yes.
speechless last season.
That's when you start talking to the Lord. Listen, Jesus, I don't ask you for much, God, but if you could see your way, listen. If you could just see, listen. You know, I ain't never asked you for nothing but money.
so they chopped Balenciaga, and then it went down to the shaking they ass portion. This is the Tati I needed from day one. This is the
Period.
Tati
Who
I
even
know.
saw her past Tonka? Why would they put that boy out there like that? They was dead wrong. He could have walked, he could have done the catwalk category or whatever. Why would they put that boy knowing he not to say that big people can't twerk, because if you get me lubricated enough, I will twerk you the fuck down.
Period.
But that child is stiff as a bull. No, fix it, Jesus. Now, why would they do that? Why? I'm angry on his behalf. Why would you do that?
I feel like
No. He had no chance in hell. He had a snowball's chance in hell of winning that category. And they knew it.
When I first
I
watched
feel
it, I was like, oh,
different.
Tonka's serving. But when I watched it the second time, I was like, oh no, Tati is definitely giving it.
Tati ate.
Tati ate.
Okay.
She
But
didn't even have,
Tati
she
is
could have
a
just shook
dance
one
hall
cheek
girl.
and
Tati
won.
was very Studio 10 about the situation. When we used
She's
to all
what?
go to spin outs.
Okay,
Studio,
Tati
Oh.
showed
so
up and
Studio
showed
10
out.
is a club in the city that we used to go to. And they used to have like the Jamaican parties. You hear the Jamaican music and stuff. So like that's her, like that's in her. I feel like when
He
it
could
comes
have
to
done one
Tonka,
Jamaican
Tonka
wine in a circle
been,
and one.
yeah. I feel like Tonka, I think it was more so of like, because Tonka is known as the body for Garcon and stuff like that. I feel like that's typically why they chose her to do that part. And at the same time, I mean, being real, who doesn't enjoy a big girl that could twerk and get down? And I feel like Tonka was in there, but Tati just had that extra.
Yeah.
He wasn't in there. Let me.
Tonka
He
ain't
wasn't.
been in there
He
all
thought he
season.
was there, but
But
the baby
I
wasn't there.
can say I would have enjoyed Stasha versus Tati in that essence.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely.
I still think Tati would have ate though.
Definitely.
Hands down.
I have to still think
Sure.
Tati would have.
Tati was going to win regardless. But
It
the
didn't matter
fact
who
that
they
they
sent
put
out.
that baby out, they like a lamb to slaughter. They led that baby out there. He had no chance. He had no
He
chance.
did it.
And I
So-
love Tonka, and he had no. Oh, baby.
He cool. Tonka's cool, but like you. So this Vogue battle, the bottom two were Balenciaga and Garcon. What do you guys think about this Vogue battle between Honey and Savion?
Honey ate it up. Even though Honey's vote was a bit sloppy to me,
Mm-hmm.
she still ate Savion up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But I feel like I feel like
I felt
last season there were battles, like they were really going in. I feel like we really didn't have any like, because we know what Honey could give, but Honey didn't really give what Honey gives. It was just like, all right, I'm just gonna do whatever because I know I got you.
People. That's
I
because
felt-
the parents be sending people out there that they know full well have no chance of, really going out there and I don't know what they be thinking about. Like, I'm still mad with Gia for sending Simone out there to battle against Omari.
So
And
who do you
so-
think she should have said?
I'm just thinking, like, it's just I don't know, but even in this battle, I felt like I don't know that Savion was gonna have a chance against Savion's best was not gonna be Honey's best.
Period.
And so you have to know that when you send somebody out there, they're going to be getting that person's best. And even though Honey did not give Honey's
Her
best,
She didn't.
you knew Savion. Well, Savion didn't give his best either. It don't look like. So you have to, say who's going to give me the best chance to beat this person at their best. And I just feel like in most of the battles this season, they haven't put people out there and gave them a fighting chance.
Right.
I think Savion could have done better. Like I said, I think he's holding back. I think he's nervous or something. And Honey wasn't really. I don't think she ate him. I think she did better than him, but she didn't eat him. Because that's not the Honey I know. That's not Honey
I feel like Honey had an uphill battle to climb because the judges was in their feelings behind that remark
last
before.
about the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Your shoes better this week.
I don't know if they was better this week.
When Law was like, your shoes better this week, and Honey was
Yes.
like, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. He did actually.
After they house performance, these shoes better.
That
for me
was
this week?
shade though. That was shady as hell. That was so goddamn shady.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Honey deserves to win. So the finale episode, Deshaun, that opening performance was everything.
House of Basquiat. I'm here for it.
House of Basquiat, they ate. Somebody has like a
That was Deshaun trying to let the people know I don't just say I'm an icon. I am. An icon.
It really was. It really was. What else happened? Megan's performance.
Mm-hmm.
I like Megan's
Thank you.
performance.
Yada, 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 yada.
I'm tired of that song.
I'm tired of the song, yeah, but it was a cute performance, and I love how Megan always like incorporates. I remember on season 1, she said that she grew an appreciation for ballroom and for Vogue, and she said she went to start incorporating it into what she does. And I love how last season's performance and this season's performance, she used people that was on the show, and in her music videos when she did "Don't Stop, Pop That Cat," she had
she had Honey and Michaela in there.
and then in her new video, she had Cheyenne in it. So I love the fact that Megan said that she went to incorporate it into her work, and she's a woman of her word.
Yes, and I appreciated her Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome outfit.
Right.
It's giving me very Tina Turner. We don't need another hero. That's what it was giving me, and I appreciated it.
It was everything.
Yes.
All that chainmail. It looked like it was hard to sit in, but
we don't need another hero.
Listen, that's what it gave me. When Tina Turner had that chainmail thing and that big roll on the top of her head in the video. That's what it gave me. It's very much that. I was like, okay, I see you, daughter. I see where you're going.
It was cute. I think the voguing could have been stronger from the contestants. It looked kind
Well,
of
we
lazy.
don't we don't know how long they had to learn it either.
Okay.
What did I see? I seen was it? I want to say Dro was talking about like what the process is. He said like everything happens in like 4 days.
Okay.
Like the whole thing is like a 4-day thing. I think like day one they kind of like learn what I think they for 2 days they kind of work. I don't know what it was, but like it's like a 4-day situation. So like every 4 days they're on to the next thing.
Your head
I
can't
mean, it's
hold
not
but
it's
so
not
much.
hard.
It's
It's
not,
not difficult to do.
especially when you're out there for that and only that.
It is when
Right.
you gotta count. You be snapping on the 1 and the 3 and not the 2 and the 4. You missing.
Right. So Balenciaga did their performance. How about do you guys think about it?
I enjoyed it. I
Was it
enjoyed it a
10s?
lot.
Was it 10s?
I gave them a 9 for that performance.
Balenciaga, I gave them like an 8.
What about you, Chloe?
I was very 9 with the situation.
It was what?
9.
With
She
the
said
situation.
9.
A 9. What about you, El Teddy? He didn't give him a 5.
They got a 7. I gave them a 7 because it was very.
See, El Teddy be the random judge that just chop a person just because
He's
they
the
breathing.
law.
They out of breath. At the end of the thing, he'd be like, "No, I didn't like the way you was breathing, chop." Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's what Law did last week about the shoe situation. I give you a 7 because you didn't like the goddamn shoe.
Right.
He's like, "Because I'm turned off of you." Well, we was never turned on to you, so
Child, please.
we're
He ain't
even.
Diego. I'm still off of that. I gave them a 10. I thought it was really good.
Is this where we cuss out Law now for talking crazy to Tiffany? Did we pass that part?
My thing was, when I watched it, I was just like, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like $100,000 performance for me. Like I feel like when you come to this season finale, I need to see some shit that makes me say that's the clear winner.
Yeah.
Right. I want to scream at the
To
TV.
me. And so now I'm gonna understand that because you go first, I might give you a lesser score because you go first. But if you got a 10 performance up front, you just got a 10 performance up front. And there's no questions about it. And they didn't give me what I was like, okay, I've seen better performances from them earlier in the season. Notice I said earlier in the season, not later in the season. But that's why I said I give them a 7. For a finale, this is supposed to be the best we got to offer. 7.
Wow. Mugler?
I gave them a 9.
10.
Really? 10.
10.
I gave them a 10. I did. I did give them a 10 for that. They did have, for me, they did.
I gave them a 10 because their father came out there and did that. Arturo came out there and ate that stage up.
Definitely.
He did. And they said in a live, Diego was saying, I think it was in a live with Naomi. He said that the father had never seen Tishi perform until they did the soldier performance. And he said, "Oh no, we need to step our game up." And you could tell that seems like it's true because as soon as which one was it? When they did the hands, when they were like this at this table, they ate that. They stepped their puss up.
I'm still never going to forgive them for Tishi not being in this finale. I would never forgive.
I know, but what you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
The reason why I give Mugler a 9 is because like I'm a perfectionist, and they were just. It wasn't a lot, but there was little moments here and there that wasn't as clean as I would like them to be.
Okay.
And with it being the finale, I like judge a little hard, so that's why I gave them a 9.
Okay.
That's how I felt about Balenciaga. Like at the end, it felt like it was a little off at the very end. Like they got a little confused about where they were, their placing and where they were supposed to be.
Right.
So that's why That's how I felt about Balenciaga at the end of their performance. It got a little discombobulated, but other than that, I thought they were pretty good. But again, are we gonna rewind because I love? I mean,
I
I mean,
agree.
we-
I feel like Valencia. I feel like that was their. I feel like that was their best performance all season, next to their performance when they had the Barbie doll situation. I thought that was.
You think it was their best performance?
The energy. I
Who,
felt like they
Balenciaga?
came with. I felt like they came with it. I agree with the judges. Like, this is what we was waiting for all season. I felt like if that was their first performance, everything else would have elevated because they would have had to top that.
Wait, so let me make sure I understand. So you feel like the finale performance from Balenciaga was one of their best performances?
Definitely.
Okay.
And I feel like with Mugler, Mugler just nasty to me. And I feel like although they had minor mistakes, what they were doing, how they were elevating, the stunts that they were bringing to the table, it was like, okay, they might have made a mistake, but they was taking it where the judges wanted them to take it.
Right, but then
And
for
I
the finale,
guarantee
you're supposed to
if they
take it there and
try this
succeed.
again, it would be even cleaner.
I gave him 10 because of the story. I felt like I was on a ball, like on another planet.
Definitely.
They took me there. They took me there. The story was everything.
I think if we're supposed to be showing where it's supposed to go, I think Balenciaga gave me too much of what we already see today instead of showing me what the evolution, could be and that's why I was like, I'm always a stickler for what did they ask you to do? If you're not doing what the people asked you to do, then why the fuck are you here?
Can't argue with that.
I mean, well put. So the last battle. The first battle was hands. Who was it again? Against
It was Khalid
and
was it-
Father Altaro, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Khalid
So
Harry.
what y'all think about that? Who Khalid? Khalid did great.
I feel like Khalid got that.
I think Khalid did it. Like I said with Altaro, he's good with his hands, but he has a certain way of doing it. With Khalid, he was all over the place. So I gave it to Khalid.
I felt like Khalid was about to throw his arm out of socket.
Hands down.
Right.
But they
He
tell
did.
you gotta if you break something, you kind of doing something right.
Please don't tear your meniscus on this.
What she say?
she said tear a meniscus. I said, so we just don't do that. Don't listen to her.
Yes.
You're gonna need your meniscus later. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't need that $100,000 to fix that torn meniscus fail.
Duck walk.
It was who was for Duck Walk?
Why did she think that she could do that in that big ass dress?
Law was like, in that dress?
Law was not in that gown, she not.
But let me
Not that
tell
girl,
you,
right? In that girl, she not.
if it was the right girl, because if it was Naomi in that dress, it would have went the fuck down.
I thought she was gonna do a reveal.
Like that's what I was hoping for. I'm like, okay, maybe she.
That's what I was waiting for.
But nah.
Reveal, but
I
I'm not
think
gonna lie.
everybody thought she was gonna do a reveal, and she never did it because I think she knew there was no chance of her winning any of those categories, so they just threw her out there because they didn't feel like they had anybody that could walk that successfully. So they said, just go out there and embarrass yourself, and then we'll take the rest of it.
Not go out there and embarrass yourself.
This is how, I love her.
Well,
She
no,
be
'cause
doing
they
this
should've
all the
put
time.
Honey against Malik.
Huh?
I feel like they should have put Honey against Malik in that category.
Oh, for Duck Walk?
It would have made it more entertaining.
I mean,
But then
she
what
was a
would
basic
she?
catwalk. She was cute doing it though.
But
She a
then what
little
would she have walked in?
nothing.
And
Well,
she
it's
had to
not a
walk in
cat. She got to
something.
walk in something, and face was not a cat.
Right, but duck walk, because remember she did duck walk and she's good at the duck walk, but not against Malik.
Right,
She
'cause
gives you
Malik
basic duck walk. This little cute little thing that she was doing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That little can thing that she was doing with that skirt. No, ma'am. I appreciate you giving it your best effort, but you should have wore a different outfit, beloved. I don't know what the hell you had on. Mother,
That shade is so sweet. Like her shade has like an endearing message behind it. I love it.
Cause she's a mother.
Because I'm somebody's grandma. That's why. That's what. Yes, baby. I just wanted her to do better. Like she could have snatched. She could at the beginning, if she had snatched off that dress and had like a body catsuit,
right? That would have been popping.
And then she started the duck walk. She probably would have won that just for pulling the stunt of snatching the dress off.
Yeah,
creating a moment.
Because her duck walk is cute. It's cute. Catwalk. Now this was a battle.
This was Diego
and Jupiter.
Diego tore Jupiter up.
Definitely.
You think so? Because I didn't think so.
And I think the thing that messed Jupiter up was his mouth at the end. They was not here for Jupiter's mouth at the end.
Okay.
They was like, I'm gonna give it to Diego.
Charlie gave it to Diego because they want Diego's mouth on this, and I'm gonna leave that.
Okay.
I mean, you ain't lying, but I actually
think Diego's ego. Okay.
Jupiter ate that. I'm sorry, Jupiter carried. He carried. What messed him up is what Rob just said. If he had shut up, because Megan didn't know who to choose, and because he won't shut up,
and he was all like, I was in the shoe.
But Jupiter was carrying for me. He was giving you Banji realness. He was Banji.
Give it to Diego.
He said Diego. Lord, who did
the
floor
sad
performance?
Thing is, make Diego don't want no parts of you. Unless you're trying to peg him, okay?
Okay, well, that's too much information that we didn't ask for. Wait a minute.
Not
Father God, come see us. What happened?
Because she keep having this moment on the show going on and on and on about Diego. And girl, Diego is a gay ass man.
You never know.
What you got going on?
Al Teddy said, "Come on, Vamanos, everybody, let's do it." Oh my God, I cannot. I can't.
Y'all leave Diego alone. Leave Law's man alone, please. Because I still can't get over that shit. Law. Ugh.
Diego, you played.
But Jupiter ate that for me. So this floor performance.
Who was it? Tots? No, it was
It was Honey.
Oh no,
and,
Tati was last. We gonna tell
it was Honey and what's his name?
And Prince.
And Prince from Vogue Evolution, yeah.
Yeah.
Not from Dance Dance Revolution.
I didn't like Honey. I'm just gonna be honest. I really did not.
Prince ate that floor performance up. Honey can
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Prince gave you old school. Prince gave you all the way on that floor. Honey was giving you P-Valley.
Like, okay, girl, I know you got your split, but you busting the split every
time. I'm tired of seeing her tail behind. No.
Honey gave me what I needed.
Honey did not give me Vogue floor performance
at all.
Honey gave me King of Diamond.
It's giving running.
You know, Honey gave me Magic City in Atlanta, King of Diamond in Miami. Honey gave me Strip Club. Honey did not give me. Not strip club.
Wait. She gave you what? What she gave you?
Not strip club, but script club.
Listen, the script club with the K have the best wings, so I'm not mad at it at all.
But see, it's so hard because when I look at floor performance, I look for your floor performance to sell sex and be sexy.
Okay,
so that's more than that's fine, but she kept doing the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah. All I know was when she was done, the part where my thigh and my hip meat was hurting just looking at her. Because listen, when she did that thing and then she flipped her whole body over with her legs still split. Listen, as I get older, I can't do what I used to, and baby. Listen, I can make a nigga give his rent money up. Listen,
Period.
I,
And that's on Big Purr.
That's on Big Purr Beach.
Okay.
listen,
Rent won't be paid this month.
this month, next month, and the
Let's
month
give it
after
eventually.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let's give it eventually.
So the moment I have been waiting for the tatty to show her ass and apparently her actual hair, these spins and dips.
Tati carries.
Tati.
Who was she even up against?
I have an unpopular opinion.
Cha-cha.
I
I
can
have a popular
honestly say
opinion.
Spins and Dips with Tati. That was the first time I actually jumped up screaming the whole season.
Period.
Really?
I went off.
That 360.
With Tati was everything because baby, I literally watched. I said, "Oh, this girl." At the beginning, I was like, "Okay, she finna do this," but it just kept getting more and
going.
more for me. And I was
Mhm.
like, "Bitch!"
I
By the
had to
time
sit
she
up
was
for
done,
that.
her hair was all off and everything. I said, "Girl."
I had
And
to sit
I
up for
love
that.
watching
Tati,
Tati.
I
perform.
know.
I feel like she a daredevil when she on the floor. Like, if you watch that girl latex ball performances, I'd be like, how the fuck do she do this shit? Like, it's disgusting.
Right, Fifi.
I was here for Tati. I was. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, I'm missing the
Okay.
comments. Let me see.
Listen,
Go ahead,
I just,
go ahead, Evie.
okay, so I appreciate Tati for everything that she did. I'm just gonna take this back to the ball where everybody was supposed to showcase spins and dips. Because what happened in that battle is what I was looking for in that episode. I expected to be dizzy. But like spin like a motherfucking top, bitch. What the fuck are you doing? Like
But she did. She
I'm not
carried.
talking sir. If you pay attention to the words that came out of my mouth, I said when they did the episode earlier in the season, when these
I'm
motherfuckers was
knocking down your food now.
it's an empty cup. Wasn't nothing in there. It's just a cup that was sitting on the edge of my desk. But the episode where spins and dips were featured, and every single fucking house came out there and did one little sad spin and a half a dip, and that was supposed to represent spins and dips. What happened in that last battle was what I was expecting on that episode.
Okay.
And I was mad. I was angry. I've been angry ever since. Like I wanted to be dizzy. I wanted you to spin until I needed some Dramamine because your ass made me dizzy.
That's when they had the deadly sins, right?
That's the deadly sins ball, and they had when they had the stripper pole. I wanted the stripper pole to be in the center of the walkway, and that baby get on that pole and spin the whole fucking time while everybody did all the goddamn dances around him. He was still spinning like a top on the goddamn pole, and I didn't get any
I
of
wish
that.
the pole was in the middle.
Yeah,
But they had sloth, so it was. They had
I
sloth.
felt like
So
I
it
was
part of them to do it.
asking for too much because everybody was like, "Oh yeah, you did." I said, "No, they didn't. Where the spins at? I counted them. You did too. What you mean?" I counted. I was looking. I was
Well,
watching. What
hell,
happened?
Balenciaga got to the whole finale, and they've been doing that shit all goddamn season. Don't do nothing that they ask of them, and then
Right.
they made it, and they just the same way Megan has been ogling over Diego the last 3 episodes. The entirety of the judges panel has been doing that over Balenciaga the entirety of the season, and the shit is sickening.
So can I
It's
kind of tell y'all
disgusting.
what I feel like my scoop is with the Balenciaga situation?
Go ahead.
I feel like, because if you pay attention, and this is just like a production thing, they couldn't let the Balenciagas go home, because if they let the Balenciagas go home, Megan wouldn't have been able to have her backup dancers for her performance. And hands down, Tishy should have been there, but they had to let Tishy go to let Balenciaga go all the way, because if they wasn't going to go all the way, Megan wouldn't have been able to have that performance.
I mean, but both houses was in Megan's performance, so that don't mean nothing to
Yeah,
me.
Megan had multiple houses in her performance.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
They
that's
wanted
how
honey.
That's how I was.
They could have brought their asses back. Where they
And
go
if you-
but
and
around
if
the
it's
corner
me,
to the
listen.
Holiday Inn
Exactly.
and sequester
And if
it
it's me,
until
if
this
I'm
fucking show
Megan,
was over. They could have came back for the
if I'm Megan, I don't want Balenciaga in my video, because Shannon, you're not gonna sit in my video where I'm the featured artist and think you're gonna sit over here and look cute and take eyes off of me. No ma'am, no God. Girl, sit your ass down somewhere. This is
That's
my
my first
video.
time ever hearing
Girl,
that.
I
No
don't need
ma'am,
you
no
doing all
God.
that.
That's Shannon the whole
Yeah.
time. Shannon the
Where
whole
the fuck
time.
is the ventilator?
First of
That's all
all,
she does. This.
No, ma'am, no God.
Okay.
That's Shannon. I live for her, but that's all you do.
Mother Shannon is gonna give you a sick burgundy eyeshadow and that bright blue under eye and sit there and look like a porcelain. I said, ma'am,
With
You
the
don't
fucking
know.
perfect veneers.
listen.
Speaking of Gia, shout outs to them being in the video. We saw Cheyenne from last season. I was glad to see Cheyenne was we saw Cheyenne.
And BB Rexa performance, right?
Yeah, we saw I didn't know
First
that
of
was
all,
Becky at
who
first.
invited BB Rexa? Who invited her?
I wasn't here for her or the song, but the dance,
The dance part was good. Mother Gia
The
was
dances was good. Her outfit was good. But no, I didn't. We didn't
remember
call.
the
We didn't
song.
call you, girl. Who sent the invitation? It got mixed up in the mail.
HBO sent the invitation.
Ugh. Y'all stop trying to inject white people into our shit, please. Thank you.
I mean,
You know, you already know how I feel about the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains. I don't like those.
First they had the Queen of Confusion, Demi Lovato, who did child. She don't know if she coming.
Why would she?
They don't know if
judge
they
is my
coming or
question.
going. Let me respect her pronouns. They don't know if they coming or going. And
Why?
is she
then
really gender non-binary?
she came out as not. I think she's non-binary, and her pronouns are they them.
You know,
So
I'm not
I want to respect. I want to respect their
God bless them.
pronouns.
God bless them.
Yeah,
But I don't see it for problematic Twitter.
That's why I don't go on Twitter, because that's what a
She's
nigga
as
do at
gender
night.
non-binary
I'm
as
too
Fran
old.
from Chasing LA. Neither one of them are. I'm just saying.
Don't do Fran with the long back.
We'll
Don't do
talk
it.
about that in a little bit. Just a little bit.
First of all, okay, because we at the end of Legendary, and I would just like to say,
You want to curse Law
on
out?
behalf of Tiffany Haddish, Law,
Okay,
fuck
go
you,
ahead.
you big head bitch. First of all, how dare you?
Right.
How dare you get your raggedy ass on it? That was a guest in your home. There was no need for you to act like that. That girl had a simple question because she didn't understand the backstory of what the fuck was happening. So she said, wait a minute, what's going on? And you like, that ain't for you. Bitch, you don't know what the fuck is for me. Don't you bring your fingers in my goddamn face. I will knock you the fuck out of here. What is you talking about?
I disagree. I feel like Law did what was supposed to be done in that moment because Tiffany didn't know where that was coming from. So I felt like Law had to place her there because Tiffany was basing it solely off of this night. And Law like, no, bitch, it was a buildup. So let me pump your brakes because you about to go on a tangent that's unnecessary.
But she wasn't. She asked one simple question. She was like, "Wait a minute." The confused, rightfully confused when you walk into a situation, you don't know what the fuck is going on. I asked the question because I don't know the fucking answer. So if something is jumping off, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, what's happening?" So I can be on board and on the same line with everybody else. I asked the question, "Hey, what's going on?" But for you to get a funky ass little attitude with me because I asked a simple question, that's not for you. That's not for you. Nigga, fuck you. It is for me because I asked the goddamn question because I'm the judge this week.
God.
Say something the fuck else to me and I'm coming across there to snatch that wig the fuck off your I wish the fuck you would say something to me. Say something else. Say anything else to me, bitch. And it's over.
Yo, I love her. Oh my God.
Okay.
I lost your goddamn mind.
That's my auntie F. She will beat your ass and beat somebody's ass at the same time.
And then I'll pray for you. So you are right. So you are
She'll beat your ass and buy you ice cream at the end of the day. Love her.
Listen, I'm doing it because I love you, and the rod of correction is hard sometimes. Listen,
but
he was out of order. You don't treat a guest like that. Not that way. Even if you wanted to correct her, there was a way to do it that wasn't disrespectful. But Joe, little stank drunk ass, got up there and decided to show your ass like you Billy Badass. Your ass could get replaced. You and them wigs, sir.
Yeah, them wigs is horrible. I'm sorry.
He gives me Madea.
That's
Stevie
Wonder wig with the braids you had on it in the finale. If you don't get somewhere to set the fuck down,
he looked like Madea. But Mugler wins. Congratulations.
Congratulations, y'all. Listen.
But I said from the beginning.
She deserved it, but hey.
Right.
Tisha not there.
I
What we
know,
gonna
but I'm just
do?
saying.
Oh, she done pulled out a 10 across the board.
But
Yeah,
since
she
Kiki
got
wasn't
props.
there,
I feel the
Mugler.
pride. I ain't got a
She
sign.
got props.
Well, since Kiki wasn't there, Mugler deserved it, so I'm happy.
Hands
I'll be
down.
honest. I don't think Tisha would have won because of production.
Oh,
Y'all don't
I
understand
feel
how
like
strong.
Tisha versus Mugler would have been nasty, but
Let me
Mugler
say
still would have
this:
won.
if
Whatever.
Tisha had won, I still would be on my hour. I mean, if not Tisha, if Balenciaga had won, I still would be on my hour-long rant, going in, letting
Because
have
they
and
would have won.
eviscerating this show. I would have eviscerated this whole show had Balenciaga won. Baby, there would have been no turning down my wrath. Do you hear me?
okay.
No.
The shenanigans and foolishness.
But D, you already know I've been talking about Balenciaga, my issue with them from episode 1.
But
Do
I
you
told you
know how
what
epic that
happened.
spin
It
battle
did.
would have been if they had an actual dancer up there who could get up there and jetate their ass off, just spin like a top bitch and
That
then fall the
spin
fuck
thing,
out.
if it was Stanley versus Tati, ooh, over.
Oh my god, I would have been.
Stanley versus Tati would have been over.
Listen. Oh, but it is what it is. Okay, next.
But
Listen,
next,
I feel like I'm taking over next show. What's happening? What we doing? Come on. I ain't got so much time left before I have to check out. So where we going? I already talked about Brazil.
I want to talk about Chase in LA. I know Rob and Chloe, you guys don't watch it because, like most of us,
good for y'all because it's foolishness and mess.
Explain why you guys don't watch it.
It's just a mess.
I feel like it's a mess. I don't like how they're treating each other, and then I wasn't here for the jumping thing. Once I saw that, I was like, "Y'all don't want to watch this."
I still want to know why nobody addressed Fran picking up that chair like he was going to hit that girl with the chair. I just don't understand why that was never addressed. And he just walked away like it was okay for him to, like, first of all, you inserted yourself into that situation. Ain't nobody said nothing to your little raggedy ass. Ain't nobody did nothing to you. But you want to take your raggedy, broke back, $15,000 ass and grab a chair and try and throw it. I wish the fuck out of listen. Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. Because that knife would have came out in that episode. You want to hit people with guns? Okay, bitch.
Wait a minute. This is how you know Fran is not non-binary. Because non-binary people don't behave like a Fran who goes out of their way to misgender other people. Every non-binary person I have, they're very sensitive to gender roles, this, that, and the third. And when he starts calling her a man at the end of that episode, and he had that whole long rant and song and dance where, "See, you a man. Well, that was a typical.
Me because everything he called me, I would have called his mama. Nick, your mama's a man.
That's the thing I don't understand. And I said this in one of my Insta stories. It's like when you get into it with somebody that's a different race from you, different gender from you, sexuality, religion, whatever. All of a sudden, they a nigga. All of a sudden, they're the T word. All of a sudden, they a faggot. All of a sudden, they this, that, the third. So that means you had those thoughts in your head
from the jump.
Right. Exactly. Which even if I get into if you're transgendered, I'm gonna call you a raggedy something. I'm gonna call you some names. I'm never going to misgender
disrespect you, right?
I'm never going to disrespect you in that manner. Now I may find a couple other ways to disrespect you if we in an altercation, but that won't be the one way. Listen. I'm gonna call you a couple of raggedy bitches before I swing because I likes to fight. I'm not gonna argue with you but so long before I swing on that ass, which is why I don't get into a lot of shit with people because I like to fight. I'm okay with going to jail. My pictures is gonna be real cute when I go to jail. Listen. Listen, I am an original member of the Nuck If You Buck Society. I'm ready. I'm with the chicks at all times.
Nuck If You Buck Society.
A founding member of it.
Come on, found it,
How you
boo.
gonna make this man to the Mary Jane?
Listen, we knocking, we bucking, we ready to fight.
Listen, when I say this wig will come off so quick, listen, you know how that white lady said something to that black lady, and that black lady took her shoes off in that office and proceeded to mollywop that ass? That would be me. That would be, I'm not even going to listen. First of all, I'm sick of Fran. I'm sick of Deacon Ian from the No Battle Rap Baptist Church by the side of the road. I'm sick of D. Hawkins and his butt sucking situation that he got.
That was just plain nasty. We didn't
a fucking mess. Why did I have to see your naked ass in some suction cups? Why?
A suction. First of all,
he had clear. The lady came to do some body sculpting. At first, she oiled him down with some Vaseline and ran this machine over his abs. And then she flipped him over like a pancake and put these big clear suction cups on his butt. And it was I plumped his booty, I guess. I don't know. I got a dump truck for days, so I don't have to do that type of thing. So then, while all of that is happening, you have people in your house literally over top of your ass with some mimosas talking. Child, I wish the fuck out. I'm home training. Where are you? What is? No, absolutely not.
King.
That fucking Andre, yo stupid ass. Let me tell you something right now, nigga. Nobody can even talk to you because you putting them out of everything. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. Well, all I said was, hi, how you doing, bitch? Why the fuck I gotta get out now? Because you don't like the way I said hello? And then you started crying for no reason in the last
Why
episode.
was you crying?
Little Latin boy.
Latin boy drag. Why are you crying?
It started with Quan.
Look, that little Latin boy
Quan went outside. It started crying. Talk about somebody died 10 years ago.
Right, you did not say the person died 10 years ago. El Teddy, don't do that. The person just died. That's not the issue. I don't have an issue.
I thought he said they died 10 years ago.
Going through something, and you know you about to snap the fuck out, then remove yourself from the situation. I don't have an issue with that. My issue was they told that little raggedy black boy that he needed to. Not only was the girl needed to apologize to him, but he needed to apologize to her. That's when he had an issue. When they held his ass accountable for his actions, that's when, why do I have to? I gotta go. And then you done ran off, and all the tears were in your esophagus, and none were on your fucking face. And you done ran off, and then everybody decides they go, okay, well, he gone. Well, let's have a good time. Then you come back, and you mad that everybody's not upset. So you run up on the girl. Talk about I'm gonna fight you and blah blah blah.
He messed up.
I wish the fuck you would grow up. I'd have knocked you the fuck out right there on that goddamn sidewalk because you done lost your damn mind.
He should have held his ground when they said you apologize. He should have said "fuck you" and your apology. I ain't apologizing to a goddamn person. When he backpedaled and pussy popped and said, "Well, I guess I'll apologize," and this, that, and the third, that's where he fucked up. You should have said, I don't owe that bitch.
They were both wrong.
That bitch. She threw a goddamn drink in my face. She better be glad I ain't drag her ass up and down Rodeo Drive. Okay?
First of all, she's not even in her weight class, so I don't even know what the fuck he thought he was finna do. Transgender woman or not.
What I'm saying is right, wrong, or in between.
I never said that Jada wasn't wrong. She was absolutely wrong for throwing that drink, and she never should have done that. But he's carrying it at this point.
He's mad because they weren't holding her accountable at all. But that's the whole premise of this show. Nobody's held accountable for a goddamn thing.
Here's what I know. I am from the Hershey LaCour School of Training. Minding your business is free in all 50 fucking states. Mind the business that pays you.
Actually, not in Texas. No,
he needs that on a t-shirt.
Not in Texas. You can lose your whole life in this great state of Texas. And in some other states by minding your own goddamn business in your own house, not being bothered.
I just want, if there's a next season, I would like King Payne to be weather appropriate in his attire.
Take these bubble coats off.
I appreciate the fact that you had an aesthetic, which was these bubble coats, and you had one in every color. You had long sleeve, short sleeve, all of those things. But baby doll, it is you in LA in 90-degree weather. You sweat. I'm sweating for you. You literally have a fan, like, but you refuse to take the coat off, baby.
Right.
You make hair care products and your dreads is dry every episode. Like I just want him to moisturize these good dreads.
First of all, I
You talking about
appreciate
T-Pain?
him having a hustle
Yeah.
of selling his hair care products. I don't have an issue with that. I don't know what he does to take care of his dreads. Again,
Sorry,
my
y'all. I said this on my review that's uploading as we speak.
Oh,
They
Jesus.
be high fiving and one upping people who do a half-ass job at a half of something, but just because they did a half of something, now they the great girl. I'm not happy about your half of something. This shit is horrible. Do better. I'm sorry.
I still don't understand. I still don't understand. Oh, that baby with the body butter, and why was the commercial the man in the shower with the body? That's not how you put it on. Okay, that's
I don't
neither here.
even know what that
Like
is.
I don't get how you need to that. Okay, it was a fantasy, and we just gonna leave it at that. I need them to do better. I need them to do better. We're rooting for you to do better. I
ain't rooting
also
for them
need
hoes no more.
production to get thick skin and not take criticism so personally that you are on Bigo Live having a whole meltdown. We love you. We were rooting for you. We want the best for you.
I ain't rooting for them hoes no more. I ain't rooting
Oh
for
shit. Okay, well I tried. Okay.
Fuck that
Okay,
shit.
so closing thoughts. I believe with the Chasing Reality brand, well, all of these gay web series, they try to be like the Love and Hip Hops, the Tattoo, whatever the hell that thing was called,
Black
Housewives where nobody's a goddamn housewife. They try to follow that storyline too much. And this season, everybody was fighting, but nobody was chasing nothing. The only thing that y'all was chasing was people down the street with damn knives and shit.
Well, we did
I don't
see
even think they
several. We
followed
saw.
that.
Wait. We did see. Let's give credit where credit is due. We did see several work scenes. We saw Hershey perform a couple of times. We saw Quan do his spoken word stuff.
We saw Andre working. We did.
We saw Andre working on with
We ain't see D Hawkins do a goddamn thing. We ain't see
D
King
Hawkins.
Payne do a
All D
goddamn
Hawkins
thing.
did was drag very badly, and we
Fred don't work nowhere in
returned to
America.
sender. We don't want it. And then he tried to get mad when we was like, "Baby, what's going on with your face? If you're gonna do drag, you should put some makeup on. You can't just."
But you look a mess.
You look like Sister Teresa from the Mother's Board. What is happening, daughter? What's going on?
He gave me Bush Queen first time in drag. Bush Queen.
Sometimes
Bush Queen.
If you go put foundation, also add a little concealer. Put a little. If you don't want to put eyeshadow on, just take a little bronzer and put it on your eye and a cute little lash and a lip. That's all you gotta do. You ain't got to do all of
D.
that.
Hawkins.
D. Hawkins. And then got mad at everybody when they dragged him. How he looked. Talk about he giving us a history lesson in trans.
On Marsha P. Johnson, girl, you ain't giving me no history lesson on Marsha.
Baby,
Marsha P. At least,
baby, that's not what that
comment section every week in Instagram because he mad because I highlight his fuckery and fuck shit on all my thumbnails. You see every thumbnail. I had his fuck shit.
Confessional. He looked like a Bug's Life with them big ass glasses on. Nobody has time. Daughter, go sit down. Go sit down.
Hey, that's the one that I had.
You gotta go. I saw
Rob,
Rob
it was
so great meeting you, Teddy.
For 2 minutes.
Rob, you have a channel?
It's nothing up there.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to
I'll invite you over. I'll invite you over to my channel.
Before you go,
don't go over there because he nasty. He like to say crazy stuff to people. I'm telling you that. I'll be forewarned.
Well, we about to go because it's been 2 hours.
We done cussing people out?
Huh?
Yes.
Are we done cussing?
Yeah.
Can I just speak to Legendary real quick? I just want to say I think the makeup moment between Stasha and Shannon was a beautiful thing to see on national
That was
TV.
good.
We need
like
more
that.
of that energy. And
I like that.
I also want to say that Mother Gia from Tishi, this is my first time seeing her. Her aura, her motherhood, everything about her is just so infectious and contagious. I think it's beautiful. And I just fell in love with her and I want to see more of her.
Mhm.
She has a documentary on YouTube. If I find a link, I'm gonna send it to you.
Is Mother
Didn't we
Jessica
watch
the
it,
one
Chloe?
that scammed the people out of the millions of dollars? Because I need
No,
her to.
that's Shannon.
That's Shannon.
That's Shannon. I
That's
need some
Shannon,
lessons
yeah.
from her
Chloe,
on how
did we
not
watch
to
the
be
documentary on
fraud.
YouTube?
I need to
She has
learn
a
from her. too.
documentary and it explains why her mouth is like
Yeah,
that. It
me
has
and Chloe watched
middle.
it.
We watched. Oh, yep. Oh, okay.
Oh, you watched it? I remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you know
but
what? I fell in love with that too because I'm like, it just adds to her.
It's
character.
perfectly imperfect. It's her imperfections are made perfect in her
Mhm.
smile, and I thoroughly
agree.
enjoyed her.
I solely agree.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to watch that. You got to send that to me.
I'm gonna send it to you. So before we go, L Teddy, tell the people your information and where they can find you.
You can find me at L Teddy official, L Teddy 27 official. I've been on hiatus this week, but I should have a silly Saturday
No,
tomorrow.
you shouldn't. You should be resting. But okay.
I don't know. I can't promise you that I'll have a silly Saturday. I might if I feel up to it. If I don't, I'm not gonna do it. But definitely by Monday, I'll be back to my regular same old. More reviews, more. I owe y'all a lot of politics, so I got. I'm so behind on doing my politics, and we'll talk more things that we always do. So find me over there at L Teddy 27. We have a lot of things going on. We have a good time, and we do it unapologetically.
And
Rob?
Amen. Amen.
Yes. So I'm mainly popping on Instagram. My Instagram is I'll spell it out. So it's Robert ROBERT and then Craddock CRABBOCK _ and that's me.
Wait a
Well,
minute.
you're
Hold
gonna have
on.
to
You're
spell that
talking
in the
fast.
chat.
I'm old.
Sorry.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Okay.
minute.
It's Robert ROBERT CRABBOCK _
Abby, just send that to me because I can't. The way my brain is set up.
Wait, hold on. I gotta make sure I get it. Jesus
You
Christ.
have any thirst traps on that, Rob?
No, I don't.
Wow.
I keep my clothes on.
Yeah.
Robert, put it in the private chat, please.
Okay,
'Cause
I
I'm
got
old.
you.
Thank you.
Duh, I could. Okay, yeah, but duh.
I'm old enough.
Abby, where the people can find you cussing people out?
You can. Oh, because okay, so maybe sometimes, but you can find me everywhere. It's Abby Reviews on
That's
Instagram.
my link right there, y'all.
That's my YouTube channel. Y'all come over there with my food la la Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. 11 or so. I go live. We put on some makeup and we chitter and chatter. And listen, I'm kind of obsessed with makeup. Y'all, I have to wash brushes. That's a 2-day event. We're not even gonna talk about that. Because denial. Tomorrow there should be if the mailman brings me my package, there will be a Shein try on haul tomorrow. For the rest of my outfits for Puerto Rico. My ass will be out, the titties will be out. Listen, I'm trying to find the next Mr. Reviews. Listen, and that's on Mary Had a Little.
Okay. Come on, Chloe. It's
so
Chloe.
Mine is super simple. Instagram at Chloe KHLOYEI. Very simple. Type it on Facebook. You can find me also. If you're looking for a Beyonce impersonator for an event, I'm your girl. If you need any custom outfits, I got you. I sew. I do hair. I also make custom body butters. So look out for my release. And I'm fun. I'm here for a good time. D, I truly thank you for having me because
thank you for coming.
You kind of like gave me that like I have my YouTube channel, but I haven't really started placing content yet. Just trying to find where I want to go, but this was amazing and I enjoy it and I thank you and I'm
thank
always
you.
available. You know, just hit me up and let me know if you ever want to have me again. But this was a pleasure and I'm like, thank you for this.
Thank you, D.
Definitely. Now
Okay,
you guys
watch
are
party
awesome.
with D.
Huh?
Watch party with D.
Watch party with me. It's me.
Oh, Rob, I see my
put your Instagram in the private chat.
My thirst trap on Instagram? Which one?
The one where you half naked
Well, he said,
and you
he said
giving me
which
crotch
one?
in the
There
air.
might be several.
Crotch is all in my face. I said,
Oh,
oh dear God.
What picture you talking about?
Am I
But anyway,
old enough to be on your page, Robbie? Is you dropping it like that? Baby?
Ain't no thirst trap up here.
Yes, it is. It says contemporary fusion with Robbie.
Oh, that's.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the contemporary fusion for me.
Okay.
anyway. So thank you
I
everybody
feel
for
it,
coming in. Thank you for my guests, El Teddy, Robbie, Ebby Reviews, Chloe. Who else was here?
Really be.
Really
Danny
BPD and Danny.
and Danny.
And definitely more stay tuned. Probably by the end of August, you guys will get another dance video. So stay tuned for that. I think El Teddy's gonna like that a lot. Not gonna say what it is, but I think El Teddy's gonna like that a lot. But
D, I'm gonna be calling on you. I need some mails for my next show, so I'm gonna be calling on you.
hello. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.